It's Drunken Chat Son. Before we get started, we got to give a big rest in peace to Earl Simmons, aka DMX. His music, while I was coming up as a youngin, I wasn't even young because I was old as fuck still, but I was younger than I am now. His music was so passionate and so powerful. The song "Slippin'" got so many people I know through a whole lot of shit. DMX was definitely a legend, a pioneer, and he will be missed. Yes, he had his demons, but who gives a fuck? We all do. Respect, DMX. We're gonna miss you, buddy.
Yeah, most def, man. Also Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, passed away as well at 90 freaking 9, man. And I dare you to freaking prove to me which one was more gangster. That dude who fought in several battles in World War II and then came home and cheated on the Queen, or DMX. Let me know. But yeah, Lucas Machine.
That dude was a vampire, son.
He was dead for many years, from what I was saying.
Yeah, God bless.
He's walking dead from
And I mean, fellas, introduce yourselves.
All right. I am not moderate minimus. I am ultra maximus. Thank you all for joining us here. That would be my doppelganger on the opposite spectrum, but obviously I'm fucking too intense for that minimum shit. So thank you all for joining us here this evening. It is a pleasure to be here with my Drunken Chat crew. These guys are the best. Best in the business, I guess you could say. And Friday nights have never been more lit.
Yeah, we all right.
As Mel pours the glug 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 glug. It's just one shot, man. Glug 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 glug.
Fuck that one shot shit. One shot should die a long time ago.
No, but Clay, you ever seen that video? That lady who's cooking and she goes, and now just a little shot of vodka. She's like pouring the bottle. Glug, 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 glug.
Yeah. What up, everybody? I want to talk about DMX real quick too. Quick story. So I was senior in high school, 1998, and me and my homies decided we're gonna go on a road trip out to Cali just to go out for the week and just have a good time. And I went to the record store, Zio Records, and to get some new tunes for the road, right? So I, at the time, was learning to fall in love with Napster because Napster was just coming out at the time, and you could. The reason I fell in love with Napster is because Napster had all like the beef songs, right? So you could hear all like the crazy beefs. That's how I heard 50 Cent first. But one song came out on an album, and it was the first album of DMX, of course. And for people that don't know, this album originally came out, at least when I bought it, and this is why I bought it, with this extra Def Jam single that has, of course, the LL Cool J response to Cannabis, right?
He killed him.
Yeah. So that's and I remember buying it for that, and then finding and then listening to this and being like, holy shit. And we listened to this for a week straight on a road trip through Cali. That was one of the greatest trips I've ever had. And this, anytime I hear any song off this album, I instantly just get taken back to that time period where, like, I remember on the road trip on Cali, and first time ever, I filled up a whole cigarette pack full of joints. And we were smoking our own Percy joints, right? The whole trip, and just listening to the new DMX album, right? And everybody was going crazy for it. So that's just some of my memories of DMX.
I kind of didn't want to like bring this up because I don't want to go from like comic speculation or shit like that, but that source cover, which was first Boondocks, was DMX's first source cover.
Good luck.
Right? 'Cause I see somebody mention it in the chat. I think it was Rob said that source covers being all the source covers being. This is his first source cover, but don't buy for the spec. Don't buy for anything else. If you're a DMX fan, get it. You know what I mean? I don't. This is like a fine line where we come through, like when a person passes and all the prices shoot up for all the variants and stuff like that. It's really something I don't want to. You know what I mean? But I'm providing the information here. That's best I can take. Buy for the love. There you goes. Right? Buy for the love. That's it.
That's all you
Do you
can
guys,
do.
you guys remember that first track with the locks?
Which one?
It was one of the first mainstream radio play tracks that DMX had. It was on a Locks album, on a Locks track.
Was it Money, Power, Respect? Little Kim.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of that stuff from you know, man. I grew up in that area and grew up in that time frame. There's a lot of that stuff. Hot 97 used to play, and then used to have to go to the bootleg CD store over there off of Route 40.
Bootleg record store, man. I used to just go to the barber shop and wait for the dude to come in.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, I had to go to the flea market in order to get that stuff because DJ Who Kid didn't come around like he did other places. But
yeah, 24 hours to live. Yes,
24 hours to live. Yep. So
Rob was on point tonight, kid.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 24 hours. That track. Look, all these albums and McClay's little double CD set down there too. Dude, I used to have a 6-disc CD changer in the trunk, bro. So I used to load it up with at least 2 of 3 different styles of music. It would be rock and roll. It'd be some hardcore.
No, it was DMX. It was Money, Power, Respect.
Was this first one?
Not the first one. Is one with the lock. Money, Power, Respect was definitely that. And then was DMX on 24 Hours to Live? I'm bugging right now.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah, he was. It was on Mace's album, 24 Hours to Live, with the Locks and Mace. Yep.
Oh,
if I had 24 hours to kick the bucket, fuck it.
They were both. I don't know which one came up first, but rest in peace to Earl.
Yeah, man. But these are all like good, man. There's so much good stuff from the 90s. And I know I'm old because I can't listen to this new shit and actually give it any respect because it's just
I don't know.
I don't know what happened to the artistic portion of music, but they seem to have been forgotten upon.
It's money. People did. Yeah. I remember when I was doing the radio show, they were like, I was all about lyrics and all about just like underground gutted shit. They were like, well, this won't get played in the club. Who gives a fuck about getting played in the club? Like, we want to hear lyrics. We want to hear this dope spitting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck about the club.
You know what I used to love about club music down by me in Baltimore? We had Baltimore house music, which was hip-hop.
That's totally just different.
Oh, I know. You know what it is. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Go-go music? Oh, man.
Baltimore house music was when they were cutting all the good hip-hop tracks from the 80s and 90s into actual dance tracks. Yeah. And things like the Percolator and all sorts of other sick-ass songs. Come on, you guys know I'm cultured.
The Percolator. Time for the Percolator.
I mean, yeah, I remember in the heyday, you know, back when I was wearing the Adidas tracksuits with the breakaway pants and shit like that back in the day. Looking like a true Armenian and stuff like that, but I was from Armenia. But yeah, man, I mean, this is all like such a big memory, and actually, I know for a fact that I've got at least the first 3 albums. I don't have any of that newer stuff though, because it got to a point where I didn't buy CDs anymore. Do you guys remember having books of CDs at a stoplight? People fucking looking at I'm a pro. I'm flipping through books and pulling a CD out, changing it.
I remember Napster came up before USBs.
Well,
if Napster came up with USBs, if USBs were the norm, we would never had CDs.
Nah, man. When Napster came out, I that's how I bought my very first CD burner. So when Napster first came out, I was burning shit to CD, and I would burn. So I delivered pizzas for my job, right? And my job delivering pizzas to this day is the greatest job I've ever had. It was Listen, I know it might not sound right, but there was nothing better than driving around all night, smoking weed, listening to music when you're a fucking, 20, like 18 or 16 to 21, right?
Can't go out drinking at the bar. So
yeah. And so it's a great job, right? And that's how I used to do it. I would go to Napster, I would find some new songs, and I would burn the CD, and then at the end of the night, if I kept it, I kept it. If not, it went out the window. You know what I mean?
Bro.
You just buy those big stacks of burnable CDRs.
With fucking back with all the what was that 56K? You on 56K? You find that good T1 connection, like
ooh,
reach that motherfucker.
And then you always got screwed because you would find a new album and it'd be somebody else. It'd be like fucking who's that one kid that got everybody all the time on you thought you were downloading one song and it ended up being his song. He's that kid that sold his own Nintendo or something. It was on
Soulja Boy?
Soulja Boy. Yeah, Soulja Boy. Yeah. That was like the first Soulja Boy song. Like he fucked everybody trying to download shit on Napster and LimeWire.
What you got here, Lucas?
No, I mean, this is just some of the top albums from the 90s, man. Just letting y'all go through how effing great, man, that stuff was, man. Freaking
Most Def, Black on Both Sides, Capital Punishment. I mean, dude, there's so much for me that I already have on this list right here that is like, damn, man.
This left-hand corner right here, Capital Punishment. Black Moon into the stage. Black Moon is the fucking most underrated fucking album. That's a fucking classic right there. Into the Stage, Midnight Marauders. I wasn't a fan of Tropical Quest like that, but Midnight Marauders was a fantastic album.
There are some albums I don't see. I don't see Far Side. Where's Far Side? All right, I got to see some Far Side in here.
Ice Cube.
I do see Mob Deep.
This is all I could fit on. Put on the slide now.
But man, that Most Def, Black on Both Sides, that was a song that stayed in the CD changer for a long, long time.
This whole second row right here is full of fire.
Oh yeah. I mean, New York. Look, I don't care where you are in the New York East versus
West. Is Outkast on there?
Well, I mean, they're more Southern rap at the time, and
I don't give a shit, man. Outkast, ATLians back then, man. That was in my fucking shit all the time. ATLians and Mobb Deep and Equemini, that Mobb Deep album right there. I was listening to that Mobb Deep album at the same time as I listened to those Outkast albums constantly.
Yo, where's Sith Lordy at? Sith Lordy to come in. Sith Lordy.
Shout out to Sith Lordy. Yeah,
shout out to Sith Lordy.
Lord Lee. Lord, I call him Sith, so I don't ever fuck that up. Just call him Sith.
But I remember Mobb Deep. In my times in Queensbridge, let's just say, Tragedy, Mobb Deep, Core Mega, good people.
Memories, man. Freaking.
We're the Lost Boys.
I mean, I remember. So you talk about Napster, man. Freaking. My thing was LimeWire. I don't know if y'all remember that shit. Yep.
That's when Napster died.
Yeah, and then I would have thought, especially because you had to make sure that your stuff didn't have any viruses or anything like that.
I was just thinking about all the security that you had to check if you were trying to run that stuff, man, because your computer would get sick and die.
And then all the record companies, they went hard after LimeWire. They went hard after freaking Napster. Not knowing that 20, 30 years later, stuff like YouTube and Spotify and all the other stuff, you don't even have to go to Spotify. You could just go on YouTube and just listen to it. Yeah, you might have commercials or something like that, but they're just getting destroyed right now.
But you know what's crazy? For however long Napster was, they flipped it on people so people would start paying for music again.
Yeah.
Young people do not realize it's only like maybe 10, 15 years ago, we could download free music. They were like, you can download free music?
It's closer to 18 to 20, Mel, but okay.
Really?
Yeah, man. We getting old, man. You gotta remember. See, speak of the devil. You speak of the Sith and he appears, man. I'm telling you. That is a true user of force.
Yeah. So only a few know about Ill and Al Scratch, bro. The artifacts. Man, let me tell you, when I was doing my radio show, I remember we had an artist that said, yo, this reminds me of Stretch Armstrong and Bobbito. If you guys didn't know what Stretch Armstrong and Bobbito show was, if you can guys go back and find that was the essence of underground hip. But that shit was so fucking dope. And then when I did my radio show, the Treasy Radio Show, I was only highlighting artists that were unsigned, and we fucking made a movement. Our biggest artist that we had was the Astronomical Kid, and he went on to star in a lot of movies with Liam Neeson. No, not a lot of movies, but one movie with Liam Neeson. He went on to star in a lot of movies. What was that? Walk Among the Tombstones was the name of the movie. That kid, he was fucking fire, son.
Dude, I am loving seeing everybody in the chats. I see people I see Universe talking about the licks. You remember those first 2 Exhibit albums? How good those first 2 Exhibit albums were?
Yo,
oh my god!
Yo, what was that one joint? Paparazzi? Oh, what?
Yeah, Paparazzi. Oh,
that's just fire, kid.
And then for those of you, I see people putting out their Lost Boys shit. The first time that I've never had a song hit me like the first time I heard Renee by the Lost Boys.
Yes.
Destroyed me. Like, holy shit, that is real fucking artistry. So there are some, this is so much fun. I love reminiscing about old music, man. I love it.
It's fucking great.
But just hip-hop's no matter where you come from, this is just an insane piece of history to look back on, because it shows so much happiness as well as sadness in the life experience. And you know, again, I look at this as my youth. I lived a lot of this shit. All right.
How about this? How about Master P? Remember the first time you heard Ghetto Dope?
Oh yeah,
that Master P. That's when I was out.
Oh shit, dude! I remember listening to like Master P. At the time when I first started hearing it, he wasn't even in New Orleans yet. He was in Fullerton. I think he was living in Fullerton or something like that. Not Fullerton. Richmond, California. Richmond.
You guys remember when Snoop Dogg left Death Row for fucking Master P and Records?
And his shit was in the back of the source, and was stupid ass in the back of the source. Like the Snoop Dogg fucking saw that. Mr. Cab.
Yeah, dude, Mystical had some verses on that first Snoop album that were crazy, bro.
Mind of Mystical is probably one of the sickest albums that when I used to pull it out in front of my friends, they'd be like, the fuck you listening to that for, man? How do you know about him?
Mexico's Beavers of the Bids. Oh my god. It was a whole fucking hip hop show right now. Like, I'm ready
honestly.
I'm ready to spin some fucking records right now.
3,000 problems, right?
Yeah, the problem is copyright laws. Yeah, fucking review any of this shit. So.
Yo, but you got to follow Sith Lord, because Sith Lord, I don't know what he did in the music industry, but he knows, like, Donald D was one of my favorite artists. It's like an 88, 89, and he's like a direct connect with him. And Donald D just like we chat and shit. Dude, he was part of the Syndicate Mafia. That was Ice-T, Everlast, Donald D, Redhead Kingpin. You know what I'm saying? And to chat with Donald D, like Donald D's like a cool, like regular dude. Like, but the song, oh man, fucking just hear the song called FBI. It's fucking amazing.
Sith Lord, he says he once saw Easy and the Fam bowling at Sports Center in Studio City. The very first album that I bought, I conned my grandmother. She used to go to the smoke shop in the local mall, and she would go in there and she would say, let's play the scratchers. And we play the scratchers. I said, if I win on my scratcher, you got to buy me some tapes at the Sam Goody, right? Back when the tapes had those. Yeah, remember those tapes, right? And so I won, and I conned my grandma back when she didn't know what the fucking parental advisory was. And the first three tapes I bought was Eric B. and Rakim, Too Short, Life Is, and NWA, the first NWA album. And I remember being like a young kid listening to Eazy-E, thinking Eazy-E was the baddest motherfucker in the world, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that fuck, man.
Young impressionable minds, huh?
Oh my god, man.
Dude,
and him and Slick Rick.
Ghetto Boys are so fucking underrated. They had a song on I think the album was To Death Do Us Part, which is a fucking fantastic album, by the way. This shit called Bring It On. Bring It On was my first wrestling walkout music. It was a fucking like a 9-minute song. Motherfucking Texas talking all kind of shit. This dude named Gangsta Nip. He was the first dude to do horror rap. Well, one of the first people to do horror rap. They talking about fucking killing motherfuckers, eating motherfuckers in the chicken place. Shit was crazy.
Bizarre.
man.
D12 is all about that life.
So this the chat is popping right now. Oh my god, you guys!
And look, we're not the only hip hop heads too, because obviously the chat is lit up. So comic books and hip hop, they kind of go well together, huh?
Right, and that's why the hip hop variants was so. And Ultra, you probably the only one of the only people in the world who have a full set. Then I might have to take that off your hands if I didn't have to pay for this boiler and this other shit.
Yeah,
How much you let that go for?
A lot of money now.
I don't blame you.
Well, when I originally, was in a jam and I put it up for sale, I offered you the good guy price of like $2,300, and you didn't take it.
Yeah,
I offered up Thanos 1 through 18 with all the printings that I had, including a 13, 1 and 25 for like $1,200. Nobody took it.
Yep.
I'm kind of glad because at least I got to keep a bunch of the books that I didn't want to sell, and there might be some good things coming down the pipeline involving these.
But I'm glad DMX was deaf. I mean, the passing of DMX was a nice gateway for us to talk about hip hop and all the things. Again, you guys in the chat, I said it last week, and I'm gonna say it again this week. I mean, I speak to a lot of our fans like on a regular basis on IG. Yo, if you guys don't want to chat, yo, I'm more than approachable. Just holler at me. And you guys are the real MVPs for listening to.
I'm the busy one chasing around a 4-year-old, ain't got time for shit. So talk to Mel.
Yeah, just come holler at me, man. We'll kick it. We'll talk about it. I answer. It may take some time, but I answer all my IG joints. You know what I'm saying? Just come through, hit me up, chat. You know what I mean? We'll kick it. You know what I'm saying? All A to rugged, man. See, you got to be from New York because you know all the good shit.
All right. Well, shall we get into some of this news? Or...
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to let the fans know. We got the finals of the Drunken Art Chat. We can get to that. Let's do a little bit of news. I got to pee first. But get us a little bit of news.
All right. Action freaking comics. Number 1, the highest grade ever sold for a record setting $3.25 million freaking dollars.
Don't you mean second highest? Because there's a 9.0 that sold. That was Nicolas Cage's that got stolen and then recovered.
That sold for like two. Yeah, that sold for like 2.1 mil.
Right, but that's been in somebody's collection. So this is the next copy to come available, and it sells for that much more, and it's a half a point lower. Wow,
man, that's got that. So that means that 9.0 has got to be double. That's the way I see it, because this is what below mint. This has got to be freaking that 9.0 is near mint, right? So at 3.25 million. Jeez, I can't.
So a very fine plus at 3.25 million, and the highest graded copy is a 9.0 very fine near mint. So it's a 9.0. So it's a half a point grade difference, but I would say that 5 is probably not out of line for that 9.0.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
but wow, who's got 5 million? 5 million. Just let me buy an Action Comics number 1.
Well, so I was looking around while I was doing research on what was going on with this, and then the same, because this was done by Comic Link, and to the right, that is the silver print proof. The first time it was actually colored, right? The cover was colored. That's out there. That one's going for $185,000 right now. You could actually buy it outright for $400,000, but the bid is currently going at $185,000. And this, to me, this is like buying the original art for that particular cover. So this one should probably be a little bit more up there than it is right now. But I don't think people understand like what significance this actually has, right? Because if you really want scarcity, this is almost as scarce as it freaking gets. And then the thing that's always out there that people don't realize is that Superman, this Action Comics number 1, that is not the first appearance of Superman. The first appearance was this little magazine that the Schuster brothers or the Schusters actually did. It was totally kind of freaking different, but some of the concepts were freaking same. But that's out there. I know there's copies out there. They just have not gone up for auction or for sale anything because how can you value that? The real quick, Diamond actually stopped leaking. Because they've been losing a lot of publishers, right?
Damn.
Finally, they got one, right? Fair Square Comics just signed an exclusive distribution deal with Diamond. For those who don't know any of the titles, it's like I don't really know anyone except for Noir is the New Black, which is a pretty good.
I remember One Hit Wonder. That was was that the one where he was like a child actor that turned into a killer or some shit like that?
I'm not sure, but
these aren't like on par with the books that are sold at Target and Walmart.
No, they're not. No, they are not. So, God bless them. Let's see how that works out for them. So, Brian, this is one I wanted to talk to you about. Topps is going public. They're going to be on Wall Street. They are planning to get bought out for $1.3 billion by the Murdoch Capital Acquisition Corporation, and like the third quarter of 2021. I got to look up what months that exists. So it had a slight rise, right? But it's not actually bought yet, right? Because it's kind of they got to feel each other out. I've already seen some companies out there talk about they want an investigation on what's going on with this because they don't think it's fair. So what do you think? What do you think is going to be the fallout from this?
I don't know. Like you said, they're talking that it could give them some chance to buy some more rights to, reproduce logos for football, basketball, hockey, whatever.
Right.
I think it's all silly. I think the card market is so screwed up right now. I'll be honest. I don't want it to be like it was in the late 90s where every, company had 10 different sets, but it would be nice to be able to pick up some product every once in a while at the store. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on, but I'm just so frustrated with cards right now. I'll be honest, man. I don't want anything to do with the hobby right now other than selling what I got. I'm so frustrated with it. So frustrated, man.
Is it just because of the grading delay?
No. The grading delay doesn't bother me. I know it bothers a lot of people, especially sellers, and we can talk about that in a little bit. But for me, it's the fact that I can't open product. Like, I used to love going to this grocery store, and on my way out, I'd see what they have and grab a couple boxes and just go home and open product, right? I'm not saying I'm like one of the guys that would go and wait that's why I don't get anything now, because I won't go wait in line in the morning and, all this crazy shit. I just want to be able to get some product every once in a while. 1 or 2 boxes a year. I can't even get that. There's a lot of people that are my same situation where we just can't get anything. And I don't even want to think about the hobby anymore. It's making me so angry.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Vika, who's been hooking us up and freaking trying to, because it looks like the pandemonium hasn't hit out there where he's at yet. So he's actually able to score some products every once in a while. And shout out to him for hooking us up. But yeah, man, freaking. So I've already talked about my frustration with this as well, because I know for a fact it's not, because it started with Walmart and Target freaking opening up and getting more product in there, which took away from the hobby boxes, right? But what I found out was that some of these hobby stores or hobby distributors, they were holding back product so that the price would rise, and then they would shell out more as they go. So there's all types of foot effery going on right now. And I think that maybe once everybody starts going back to work, which should be pretty soon with everybody getting the vaccinations, there's going to be a lot less people that have the time to go to Walmart or TJ Maxx or whatever at 9 o'clock in the morning waiting on and hunting out those people that are putting stuff on the shelves. So that means there should be more stuff on the shelves going forward, but we'll see.
Target's limited $1 a person.
Well, yeah, I see a couple of people. I see did this comment. That is true. If you go, you have to go in and talk to the customer center counter. That's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that totally, because that would help people like me. But I see leftover. Zaggy says that Walmart started filling the card section with clearance candy and other stuff, and that pisses me off because like, where are we supposed to get them now in Walmart? Like,
they don't sell them. They don't sell them in Walmart. Yeah. Like Astro said, I went to one Walmart in Jersey, and I don't go to Walmart a lot. I was like, "Where the cards at?" I say, "We don't sell cards." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. Well, I wonder that's what happened today, because my wife, she went to Walmart and she was checking on the shelves. She says not even the boxes are there. So I'm thinking that maybe they decided to change the policy and it's behind the desk somewhere. So I might go out there tomorrow and ask them what's going on with the cards. But shoot. But I'm a little nervous right now because Michael Eisner, who used to be the CEO of Disney, he's going to be the chairman right now, and we know how he kind of ran it into the ground for a little bit. So we'll see what happens going forward, because maybe he'll decide to increase revenue by increasing cards, right, or increasing products out there, because that's what makes sense to me, because that's what they did with Disney products, right? They decided to try to increase revenue by increasing as much products as you could. But then that kind of dilutes the specialness of the product. So we'll see. And then, once again, like you've talked about how hard it is to get the products. My main distributor right now is Diamond. They actually have been pretty good within the last couple weeks. So for those that are Pullbox members, make sure you check that thing that I sent out in the email this Friday, because there is more stuff. And then we'll see what we can do. And I'm fingers crossed they continue the good stuff that they've been doing.
I mean, somebody cut. Oh, that's a major news story. We wanna start. If you guys were in the art contest, if you know whoever was in the art contest, start telling them to come back, because once we hit 100 live viewers, we're gonna go right into the winner of the first ever Drunken Chat Art Challenge.
All right. So this one was pretty big. Sony signed an exclusive licensing deal with Netflix, right? So that's huge, right? Because for the last 2 to 3 years, I've been hearing about this project's being in development, but Sony has been kind of shy because they've seen what Marvel's kind of doing. It's just that they don't really have enough capital, because most of their capital that they've been building on has been pushed towards, PlayStation stuff, right? So now with the capital that's been given to them by Netflix, or that's possible with them from Netflix, they actually get to develop some of that stuff. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I looked up some of the stuff: Silk, Nightwatch, Jackpot, Craven the Hunter, Sinister Six, Carnage stuff. Of course, Morbius is getting ready to come out pretty soon. Madam Web, the Spider-Verse sequel, the Untitled Spider-Woman film. There was rumors about a Dusk film out there. So there's so many, so much.
All this is going straight to Netflix?
Well, I mean, even it might go either at the same time or like maybe like a month or two later. But whenever it goes to VOD, it'll exclusively go to Netflix. So it won't be going on like Amazon right away, right? They're going to have to pay a little bit more money. So that's what's interesting. And the thing is, maybe they won't be movies anymore. Maybe they'll be like quick TV series, one shots or whatever.
Nice.
What up, Phil?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much.
So look, what's going on? So do you think do you think there's going to be longer seasons, like for the Netflix Sony stuff?
No.
Or?
Well, what I would think is, because the big thing that they're trying to build to is that whole Sinister Six, right? So what you get to do is do maybe like 2 or 3 episodes, right, and then slowly build towards that Sinister Six stuff. That's the way. If they were smart, that's what they would can do. Plus, now that you have the capital to build those out, now Sony gets to concentrate more on their PlayStation 5 games, or whatever, and take these characters, promote them more inside their PlayStation games at the same time as developing movies or TV series for these characters. if that makes any sense. So once again, this is where I get to freaking.
It's a good question. What is? How can Sony incorporate that into the PlayStation with the Netflix? That'll also sell more PlayStations as well.
Yeah. Well, they should be, but they just can't because all the factories are locked down right now, building other chips. The market for microchips right now is so heavily just built up right now that chips that should cost maybe $300 are going for like $700, $800, $1,000 right out the freaking
So
gate.
that 900 of mine is probably standard for PlayStation.
Yeah, right now. I mean, I've seen the price dip to a little bit like around $700. If you see it like for around, if you see it that like.
He's got that right.
and you know that they're going to freaking raise the prices. That's what they're going to do. That's all Netflix is going to do. They're going to raise the freaking prices.
Shout out to Mojo. Yeah, Netflix stocks, they was like projected $600 by the end of the year.
Yeah, and so what I will do is this is where I'm going to pat myself on the back because I told y'all at $85 to buy that shit.
What, Netflix?
Sony.
Yeah, you did. So, I took all my money out of the market, man, because it was too volatile.
Yeah,
I got a lot of other shit going on.
well, what I will say about getting liquid right now, as far as stocks, that's fine right now because, right now the big thing right now is that the moratorium is still in effect, right? Where people can't get kicked out of mortgages, they can't get kicked out of their apartments right now because there's a moratorium. That moratorium is holding until like June, July time frame, right? So once June, July timeframe, two things are going to have to happen. Either people are going to get kicked out of their home situations, or they're going to have to pay all the money back that they owe to continue in their current situations. So what that means going forward is that you might see a lot more collectible stuff come up for sale because people got to come up with more money.
Especially in Ohio.
Yep, exactly. So what'll happen is people will start selling the stocks that they might have had, right? Or they'll start selling the collectibles. So look for that stuff. So that's why, even though I'm like, hey, freaking, it's great, we can keep reading and everything, keep that in mind. If you could stay liquid on some of the stuff and keep money in the bank, just ready for that, because people are expecting some type of bubble, either whether it's be the stock market bubble or a house market bubble. There's all kind of effery that might happen in June, July, and that's the summer. So just keep that in mind.
Mel Parker on cash loot. Nah. What you mean? What, this shit got pushed back again?
Yes, sir. I don't have the exact date of when it was pushed back.
I didn't want to see this shit no more, man.
But it's been pushed back again. So Venom 2 and Mortal Kombat reboot has been pushed back, which is a shame because I really was hoping to see that Mortal Kombat. That would have been great to see, but hey, it is what it is, right? So once again, last week I actually talked about Godzilla versus Kong, right?
Great movie.
Right, it was going towards 200 million. Well, now it's going towards 300 million, which puts it in Captain Marvel territory. It's strange, right? And once again, the trend that I tell you to keep an eye on is any of these companies that are investing in kaiju stuff, because that's going to be the next phase that's happening right now. Some of these companies, such as Marvel, and they're going to be divesting more from the superhero stuff and kind of incorporating it with their kaiju stuff. So keep an eye out for that.
Which is why Enormous.
Keep an eye out
for what it's at right now. For the Treasury Edition, it's about $10. It's a definite something to look at. For $10, I would buy it $10.
Right. Yeah.
Because Enormous was a fantastic comic property. It's a fantastic story. It's fantastic art. Worst case scenario, you get a book with fantastic art and a great story. But if they go in kaiju route, you definitely Enormous it'd probably be the next place to go because Pacific Rim wasn't hitting for shit. Enormous was a better story and had better monsters.
Absolutely. Now more AT&T news. So once again, this is drunken Wall Street stuff. This is the way you got to think, right?
Mm-hmm.
AT&T has a dividend. That means that every quarter or so they pay back their shareholders' money.
Yep.
Well, a lot of the shareholders, specifically this service ISS, they took a look into the revenue and what was going on with the money, and they said that $12 million is too much to be paying to the Warner Media CEO, right? Because if you look at that $12 million, some of that money should actually be going towards a dividend to pay back to shareholders. Right, because there's nothing that's been that impressive with Warner Brothers or DC, EU that's been that impressive so far. So they're saying, hey, stop the BS, give the shareholders back some of their money, and let's see what else is going on. So in the meantime, some of the stocks did drop this week because of that. Even though Godzilla and Kong did very well, the stock did drop this week. So just got to keep an eye on that situation.
That's weird.
Yep. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins moves up to the summer. It was supposed to go in like October, but instead they decided that they were going to move the date till July 23rd, which is going to be interesting. I already like the way it looks and the way some of the characters look.
That means what's the name was not in this movie.
Whom?
Come on, whom? Black Man Kryptonite, Kat Dennings. Come on. She's not in this movie. Did they push her up this far? Motherfucker. If she's not in this movie, I'm boycotting. If you have any other motherfucker playing Baroness, I'm boycotting this movie.
Thank you, Mel. I appreciate that because it's been my my go-to casting for that one too.
I disagree. I think Sienna Miller was a fucking knockout Baroness. Yeah, Sienna Miller was hot, bro.
She's good.
She looked good, but her character was written like shit. You know what I'm saying?
She's not hotter than Cat, though.
Are you kidding me? Oh man, Sienna Miller was a 10 back in the. Remember that movie Cake? Did you ever? Was it called Cake or Birthday Cake or something like that? It had James Bond in it, and she was in. Oh my god, man!
Listen, but that was 10 years ago. This Kat Dennings is now. Kat Dennings is Disney hot. She's smoking hot. She's Black Man Kryptonite, man. Just put Kat Dennings. Do what the people want. God damn it, G.I. Joe. Do what the people want.
Yep. Hey, so we got a question from Jonathan West. He was asking me, what do you think the overlap is between people with stock portfolios and comic book portfolios?
It's already laughing.
Yeah.
All of us here collect comics every month.
Yep. In fact, Bolo was actually on here last week, and he talked about that last week. Is that what he's seeing in some of these brand new servers, Discord servers, is that a lot of the guys who were used to stocks and ETFs and all the other stuff is that now they're trying to break into. First, they tried to break into the card thing, which was very frustrating. So they left that, and then now they're into the freaking comics, which seems to be a little bit more easier. It's a little bit more understandable, and we still got some stuff to ring out. Like, so for instance, what are first appearances? Why is this comic book more important over other comic books? So yeah, I mean, the overlap is essential right now, right? Because whereas a stock, right? So for instance, you borrow money against a freaking stock, right? You go on it on a margin, right? You could lose all that stock on one day, right? But even if you start losing money on that comic book, right, because the price went down, guess what? You still have that comic book in hand, and you could eventually sell it because it might go up in 10 years or 15 years time. So that's the big overlap for people to think about. Now, I'm not going to put money into whatever other people are putting in. Like people are going high on these foil joints right now because I remember foils during the 90s and look at them right now as far as those 90s foils. I'm not going to go into those 4th, 5th, and 8th prints, right? People going crazy over that stuff. I'll let y'all buy that from me, and we can let y'all do what y'all want. But who knows where it's going to be 2 years, 3 years from now, or even 10, 15 years from now.
All right. What we got? What else? All right. So we got. I'm just excited to talk about this fucking. I know we got more news, but I'm just so excited. Oh, that was it. That was it for news.
That was it.
Damn. I'm so excited because listen, Drunken Chat Son is probably the premier place where fans can interact with the people. The premier. And this is anywhere. So we decided to do an art challenge to bring the fans to the show and the show to the fans, and they could be a part of what's going on, what we do. The fucking turnout was fucking phenomenal. I loved what I seen from every one of these artists. But there can only be one winner. And it came down to two fantastic artists. Lucas, can you bring them up?
So yeah, this one was one I liked. I mean, I did like this, the parody stuff. Or the satire stuff. I always loved that stuff. A lot of interesting stuff going on with this. The only critique I had was because some of the lines were a little off for me. But still, considering that this was an amateur, project, this was freaking pretty darn good. Something that I would have been proud to have as a poster or a part of my collection.
And the funny part about this book is it's already sold.
Mm.
And the artist, I'm going to reveal the artist that his name is One God Tank. That's his IG. One God Tank. And we also had the other artist. Bring his up, and I'm gonna. We get to that later. This artist. His name is Jaybaxter Art. Jaybaxterart. It came down to these two individuals. Both were fucking amazing.
Right. This was another one that had interesting background stuff, which I always love. This one had the most refined lines out of all of these submissions. This one was one that I could definitely see as a store variant going forward, or a retailer variant, or whatever you want to call it. It's just fine. But you know what? I'll tell you what. There was definitely at least 5 or 6 variants out there that were really, really good. It's just that this one was the most refined as well as interesting.
Well, there can only be one winner, but both were fucking amazing. And so I'm proud to present the winner. And I'm gonna do my best Howard Finkel voice.
Drum roll, please.
The winner of this contest and new Drunken Chat Art Champion, One God Tank. So throw up the first one. Yeah, I want to get a better. This is the winner. This is what the fans voted on. This was a lot of us voted on, and I don't think he's gonna He said he didn't know he was gonna get a prize, but this is what he wins.
Ooh, no way.
Yes way.
You kidding?
Not kidding at all. One God Tank, congratulations. Shoot me your information, and you'll get a Something's Killing Kids #1 9.8.
But Mel's gonna actually scratch out children with a Sharpie
Stop killing
on the
kids.
slab, and he's gonna write kids underneath it.
But both were amazing. Both were amazing. And Jay Baxter, I hope to see you in the next one, because I'm proud to announce the second Drunken Chat Art Challenge.
Oh.
And if you guys are following me on Instagram, you would know that it is Bitter Root.
Ooh.
We're going independent on these. And Ross Ritchie, by the way, got Tank. He loved both. He couldn't even pick. He's like, damn, I can't pick. But Ross Ritchie knows your guys' names. So
Fire.
But the next one, if you guys are having trouble getting a Bitter Root blank variant, hit me up, because FaceTime Comics wants to donate some of the blank variants for the art contest. And this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is amazing that he wants to do this, and I'm very appreciative. So you guys hit me up. Anybody who wants to be in the next art challenge, which is Bitterroot, please hit me up. We're gonna have this being our first contest, it was like on the flies. We're gonna get better as we go along, but the next one is Bitterroot. More details will soon follow. But if you guys have trouble getting out, I want the next challenge to be physical art on books. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more time to get the books. I mean, the Bitterroot blank is impossible to fucking find, by the way. But like I said, FaceTime got y'all. You know what I'm saying? So whew, it's gonna be crazy. They go my man FaceTime right here. That Bitterroot is gonna be crazy. If Comics Man was here, we're trying to get Chuck Brown on the show next week, so we can set it off. But I'm glad to see the community coming through and we getting it popping again. We have the best community interaction in any podcast, and I love you guys. I love you guys to death, man. At Bitterroot 11 blank variant.
So Mel, did you know that these guys also help push me? And now I'm at 407 subs.
Halfway there.
Almost halfway. Yes.
But you know what happens when you get to 1,000?
Oh, dude. What if they would just get me to 500? Wait till they see the stack of books that I'm going to add to the Ultra Box. I haven't even gotten the other books that people told me that they were going to send me, so I'm not going to count those yet until they actually arrive. But I've got a stack of books that I've been slowly putting away.
Well, you know, we got that other one. Something's Killing the Children, Frizzon 9.8.
I know you have that one. It has not arrived in my possession to go into the box yet. So,
it's going to go in the box.
That's what I hear. So, all good though.
It's going to go in the box, but we had a fantastic fucking contest. You know what I'm saying? And the artwork was amazing. The art chemist though, I fucked up and I didn't add his book till later. And that was but it was on the show. I fucked up. That was me. So I got to do something for you, art chemist. I want you to join the next one, so I'll probably see you one of my blank variants for free. Then you can get busy on that. You know what I'm saying? So you get yours for free from me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we doing it big. Phil, what up, baby?
Hey, what's going on, Mel? What's going on?
Not much, man. What you working on over there?
Oh yeah, just working on my grading comics and stuff. So decided to hang out with you guys. That Bad Batch presentation I did last time. We're gonna follow that up with a article on CBSI tomorrow. It's gonna drop at 10 o'clock. So nice. A little bit more in depth on that, and it's gonna be good. A little extra juice, a little extra spec juice. So should be good.
So is it safe to say that Star Wars is your wheelhouse? Like, if you had a wheelhouse, would Star Wars be it?
Well, I love toys. I mean, look in the back of me, Yeah, but
and I know Star Wars is kind of responsible for the action figure market itself, with Lucas, kind of owning the movie companies with the rights to that shit, and that's how he built his fortune. So it is kind of cool to see. But like, what would you say your number one collectible thing that you'd love to collect is? Because you're knowledgeable about Star Wars, like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is fun. It's fun getting from the bottom, from the ground level, right? I mean, it's been a blast, and it was just like when Star Wars first came out, everyone was chasing new sand variants from Dark Horse, and it was like scary because like Clone Wars 1 at the time was like only $300, and we're like, oh my god, do I really want to spend this kind of cash on Clone Wars 1. And it's like, well, you're looking at like, hey, there's a Star Wars theme park. The trilogy's about to end. Maybe let's go. Let's try it out. I actually really enjoy collecting and going after like vintage Marvel books. Like it's been a ride, man. And then this market's been so crazy. I had like an X-Men 101 CGC 96 like in my grasp. I waited 2 days too late and gone. $2,100. And that book, like X-Men 10, and it's good to have the history and be dealing at the cons, so like where these prices were like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And like X-Men 101 Ultra, that's your book, right? Like,
yeah, that's now an out of reach grail for me, so don't worry.
but like that book was at the same value as ASM 129 First Punisher.
It was even cheaper than that, man. I remember when I was on the floor at MegaCon and I was looking at raw copies of that book, and I couldn't find anything above like a fucking 7.5, and it was really, really tough because everybody was like, "Oh, well, Black Tom was just announced for the Deadpool movie," and I'm like, "Oh fuck, here we go." and that's all it took, and it was the wrong spec on the right book, and that was the last time I saw a book that was $300, like in the affordable range where I'm like shopping for it and willing to give the guy cash for it. I'm poor. That's why I'm fearless, because I don't give a shit, man. But like that's why I like these like super duper collectibles. But yeah, man, that fucking X-Men 101 has skyrocketed, especially I don't know if it's because of that news in Avengers. If the latest Avengers story pushed that book to those new heights before it even has anything to do with any live action movie appearances or anything like that, man, I'm beside myself with some of that. So yeah,
so but a lot of people are chasing X-Men versus Avengers.
Man, yes. I mean, if you follow sales right now, I'm sure Phil can agree with me. He's got more people asking for X-Men books than he has people asking for Avengers.
Oh my god, yeah. It's been so much FOMO. Like, I'm getting messages like, hey, you got an X-Men 13? Yeah, and it's like, okay, no one dares to ask me for an X-Men 1, right? But it's like, they know, I mean, I probably don't have it. And if I do have it, I'm not selling it, right? But it's like, just people just like, they're just completely scared as hell because like they see everything flying off on eBay, right? Yep. And then with the new blood coming in, these new sellers, and you look at their other seller items, they're selling sneakers, they're selling baseball cards, basketball cards, Pokemon, and it's like these new sellers coming in, they're like really, really patient. Like they're like not budging. They're like, if you get a best offer when the market's hot, you get like 5% off, and that's it. Right. It's like,
yeah. It is weird, man, because I think I covered the dude that his mom worked for Nike, right, and he used her corporate credit card to buy like thousands of sneakers, and then until like the documentary that was doing a documentary say, hey, that's kind of jacked up. So I mean, so the thing is, the way they're pricing stuff, they only need to sell like 2 or 3 units to get all of their money back, and then they just get to hold the rest of the stuff until the price comes back down, and then once the price goes back down, then they'll just shell it out for a normal price, man. So it's freaking dangerous out there messing with these, because here's me playing oh yeah, those microchips will come down in about a year or so. Nope. Some of the prices are going down. Oh yeah, man, I can freaking just hold out for a couple of years and people forget about those sneakers. Nope. The only thing that I've been able to count on that people forget about is comics.
That's true, because dude, I tell you what, man, it's so funny because I even forgot about some of my listings, and then I realized I had the only copy left when I get all these best offers starting to go. I'm like, what the hell? And everybody's trying to lowball me at like 33% off. I'm like, yeah, something's up here. Something's definitely up, because I knew I definitely priced it where it needed to be, and now everybody's telling me, well, the last ones have sold for like this much. I'm like, I'm the only one left, and I'm in better condition. So thanks for reminding me. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one for grading. Like, right. This is now like you gave me a heads up, dude. You should have taken me at my asking price because now I don't want to sell it. And I know I'm not alone. There's a lot of other sellers out there who are like, I don't really want to sell this, but maybe I should just put it up just to see. And then when they get low ball after low ball after low ball, they pull the listing. And then all of a sudden people get FOMO because they don't see any of the other ones listed. And guess what? Somebody relisted a book that I pulled. I had mine at like $2.99 and they relisted theirs at like $4.50 or something like that. So but there's only one copy of it. And it's a pretty dope rare variant. So
exactly. You know what, Brian? What I want to do within the next month or so is I want to do a retro 3-4 years of the top 10 or the hot 10. Pull Ben in and freaking let's go back. Because once again, some of that stuff that has been on that list is still relevant and freaking still kicking it, man.
And it's cooled off. It's a short-term memory. Yeah, that's all they have. They don't have any long-term memory. They don't like, and this is what I love. Like, I actually scored a book the other day on eBay. Cheapest copy listed was like $39, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to spend this much on this book. And then somebody listed one for $15. I'm like, boom, right now, like with the quickness. And it's one of those things where sales lapse outside of that 90-day zone, and people can't see what previous ones have been selling for because there hasn't been one listed in a while. And then they come and list it, and if you're quick and you got your alert set up, you know what's up. And then you find that one book, and man, I tell you, I had a good week this week. I had a really good week with just like scoring books that I've wanted. And there's one in the mail that I can't wait. I hope it's as clean as it was described. It was described as perfect and new, so you know it's going to be beat to shit, right? Especially because I bought it off of Amazon too.
Yeah.
Lucas.
No, I mean, one other thing that I owe people is I owe them a more specific clarification of blue chips and penny stocks when it comes to these comic books. Like, I want to do like a top 100 and clarify: are these blue chips for right now, or are they penny stock that we're hoping that will grow later?
Don't tell me you're gonna do a fucking top 10 list.
Nope. No, it's a top 100. A top 100 of the stuff that's hot and that's selling a lot of units. And I got to clarify: hey, is this something that you hold till retirement, or is this something that you hope will grow as far as what's going on with it?
Well, let me ask you. Well, I mean, I remember asking this. What do you think Ultimate Fallout 4 is? Hold to retirement?
Yes, absolutely. That one is a blue chip all the way, right?
I only have one book that's hold to retirement. I don't think
what Young Avengers?
I don't think very many of these books are hold to retirement. I think that there's only a few books that are hold to retirement. I'll be honest. Like, the only reason I have one book that's hold to retirement is because Nico talked me into not selling it. So, like, I don't think that there's very many.
Outlawed.
No, my Punch 12. I'll hold. That's hold to retirement. I mean, there's certain books where you can't.
Punch 12?
It's a golden age pre-code horror book. There's certain books that you can't find. Like, you know what I mean? Like that you just can't look for a Punch 12. You're not going to find one for sale. You know what I mean? The Drajevic variant, you could still find those for sale. You could still find UF4s for sale. You could still find 181s for sale. And some of those are people are putting on their hold to retirement list. So there's only certain books I think that are hold to retirement. And for me personally, and those are books that I will never be able to find again.
Right. Yeah, I mean, absolutely agree. I mean, however, so you're thinking of value in terms of us older guys, right? In 10, 20 years, we're going to be old, and we're going to value that stuff. I'm thinking more of my kids and their kids, right? In 10 to 15 years, when they have more disposable income and they can spend, what are they going to want to buy? I'm thinking of the Miles Morales, because he's near and dear to their hearts. The Moon Girl has already popped up. Penguin Random House and Scholastic, they're putting out a lot of books. If you're not getting my newsletters when it comes to Scholastic stuff, let me know and I'll make sure I'll push that stuff out to you. The Powerpuff Girls, which has got a movie coming out. SpongeBob SquarePants, which all of a sudden just took off, right? It used to be maybe like a $10, $20 book. Now I can't get it for $60 to $70 bucks, and it's going for like $150 to $200 for a 9.8. Absolutely, I agree with, but there's some stuff that for our kids, those are going to be the blue chips for them. And right now, if you're sitting in a chair with an Ultimate Fallout 4, no matter what the grade is, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, this is what Chad Cave says. I disagree with Ultimate Fallout 4.
Well, what does he disagree with? Does he disagree that it's a blue chip, or that it's or does he think it's a penny stock?
Well, this was also Jonathan West said. Do you think Ultimate Fallout is retirement or just a variant? There was a
Right.
comment that said what would have to happen to Ultimate Fallout 4 for the price to come down like a love box? It won't plummet. I don't think it ever plummet.
Well, I will say this. So remember, Edge of the Spider-Verse #2 all of a sudden took off, right? Because there was that excuse me, that Greg Land variant, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, because those copies dried up, the first printing took off as well, right? So you couldn't get it for 100, 150 bucks, right?
And that's exactly
now-
what's happening right now.
Right. So, but all of a sudden, the prices have started to tick down just a little bit. More copies have come online. So, and the reason that I gave before was because when there is an economic recession or depression, the first things to go are minority characters. And even though her brand is absolutely on point, right? People just tend to let those minority. I mean, she's a female, right? And the ones that get let go even quicker are female
females.
black minority. Yeah, female black minority. So those silks all of a sudden became cheaper. Those moon girls became a lot freaking cheaper. So that's what I'm saying. Stay liquid, because during the summertime, I think more of those going to straight loose.
Yeah.
Can I talk about my own little game that I want to play? And the thing is, I need maybe like 10 or 20 people to play this, right? Because I think this would be interesting. When I was messing around, when I was messing around with Market Watch this week, I actually found out that they have a fantasy virtual stock market, right? So what you can actually do is invite players to come in and play. And they can select stocks, dividends, ETS, margins, and all that, right? And you guys can just mess around. No money is needed to play. So what I decided was I created a game for the Drunken Sharks. So it's called Drunken Shark Stocks. I actually put the link in there. And you guys can come in and play. If we get like 10, 15 people to play, then honestly, we can turn this on fire. And what I'll do is I'll go by week to week. The person that is at top of the leaderboard each week will get a surprise giveaway from me. Right? It's going to go for a month. You'll see how it works out. The rules the rules are is that you start out with $120. Why? Because $30 holler means that you're putting away at least $30 every week. So 30 times 4 is $120. That means you get your $120 to start with. You do whatever you want, and then we'll see. And so we'll see who's at the leaderboard at the end of each Friday after this. So next Friday.
I like this.
Yep. So let's see how many people we can get in there. Chat Cave says UF4 does not compare to Hulk 181, X-Men 101.
Not
just when
yet.
those books are blue chip.
UF4 is what, 15 years old? 81. There's other books, what, 30, 40 years old?
Right.
You gotta think. You have to do future forward thinking.
Didn't a 9.8 Ultimate Fallout 4 go for like 20 G's?
That's the variant.
Right.
And that's the difference, is you cannot compare anything in the variant age that has incentives and shit like that to any of the older bronze and copper and even silver age shit.
My whole point is this: like, I'm thinking future forward thinking. I mean, Wolverine hasn't hit its peak. No, it hasn't hit its peak. But has Ultimate Fallout 4 hit its peak? Nowhere near its fucking peak.
Think of it this way: does Alan Scott's first appearance sell for more than Hal Jordan's?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, in most cases it does, because it's Golden Age versus Silver Age. So the same is going to be said about Peter Parker's first appearance versus Miles Morales' first appearance. It's fair to say that Amazing Fantasy 15 will outpace Ultimate Fallout 4 Dirjevek variant.
Sure.
And when the day comes that fucking variant outsells a first print Amazing Fantasy 15, not Not a reprint, not a Marvel Masterworks, not any of that other Golden Records, none of that shit. I don't even know if there is a Golden Records AF-15. I think there isn't. But I know there's an Amazing Spider-Man #1. But this is what I'm saying. Like, no matter what, like, no matter how big Miles gets, Miles is never going to eclipse Peter when it comes to being Spider-Man.
I don't know.
Peter is the original Spider-Man.
Peter
will always be the original Spider-Man.
Peter is everybody on this panel Spider-Man.
Well,
guess who's not on this panel? Your son, my niece. You know what I mean?
But it's the same can be said about the Flashes. There's a lot of people who think, what's his name, Jay West, or is it Jay Garrick? That's right. Jay Garrick is the original Flash, Golden Age Flash, and then you have your Silver Age Flash, which is Barry Allen, and then you have your Modern Age Flash, which is Wally West. Everybody has their own version of the character that they like, but you have to remember they still fall in the same universe.
But you can't compare Flash to Spider-Man.
Yes, you can, because it's the same shit. Yes, it's the same shit.
No, you can't.
To a lot of people, Barry Allen is the same as Peter Parker, and Wally West is the same as Miles Morales. A younger person taking over the established mantle of an established superhero that has a massive cult following.
But would you say Spider-Man is more popular than Flash?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's why you can't compare.
Does Marvel outsell DC every month? I think so on total units moved, maybe.
But this is why you can't compare. I mean, I see where you go.
But it's just the understanding the levels of character and their introduction in the timelines. It's like Kid Cable versus New Mutants 87 Cable. You know what I'm saying? It's the same character but different, and that's all it is, man. It's a derivative of an original idea that came before. Is all I'm saying.
The reason why I was so bullish on that on Miles, it wasn't because he was black. It wasn't because of that. It was because when I heard the kids say, I asked them, and these weren't even kids. These were like fucking 12 to 14-year-olds.
And they play PlayStation Spider-Man video games. They watch Spider. The last couple of years, the last 3 years has been all about Miles and Spider-Verse.
But again, going forward, these are the guys that's going to be making the money. That's going to be buying these books. They're going to be like, who the fuck? Of course, okay, yeah, Peter Parker. Of course, yes, he's Spider-Man. But they're going to be like, my Spider-Man is Miles Morales. That's why I said this book never goes down in value. This book's only going to go up in value. It's the same thing with Young Avengers, which is crazy because I should have that book for so long. That is this generation's fucking giant-sized X-Men.
So how do you guys feel about another comparison, right? How about Riri Williams, Ironheart, and Tony Stark, Iron Man? I mean,
that's a lot tougher.
It's very distinguishable, I think.
I think it's very, very similar. Tales of Suspense 39 is never going to sell for less than fucking Iron Man #7 or #9 or variants of any kind, or of any of the, even the Invincible Iron Man second print #1, or any of those variants for that, or issue #3. Those will never eclipse a fucking Tales of Suspense.
But you know what's crazy? It's Phil. You brought up a very good point, because I'm treating Riri the same way I treated Miles. I said Riri will never be my Iron Man. I said Miles will never be my Spider-Man. But guess fucking what? He is Spider-Man, and Riri will be Iron Man. So I don't know where to go with that. Now, Lucas, you bringing up some good slides here. 15 grand.
This is for a 9.6 signed, or for that 9.6 non-signed $13,000.
So let's have an honest debate.
Listed, not sold though.
Would you rather have the 9.4 CGC for 15 or the 9.6 CBCS?
I don't care.
I would,
because this is one of those things. So once again, for those who don't know who I am, I'm the guy that hates the whole debate about second, third, or fourth, fifth, sixth print, because that's a trend that's only happening now. I guarantee you 10 years from now, people are going to forget about the second, third. They're going to be like, hey, I just want the first print. Right. So years from now, people are going to forget about this whole argument about CBCS and CGC and PGX. Right. They're only going to see that number. Oh, it's a 9.8, 10, 9.9. Okay, that must be good, and that's just going to be the way it is. In fact, because I'm seeing 9.6, that 9.6 13,000, 9.2 10,000, and that's by my comic shop. Another 9.2 that's out there going for 7,000. And then there's for some reason people are trying to sell Italian versions of the Ultimate Fallout 4 for like 2 Gs or something like that. There's all types of Euro editions. Now the thing that's interesting is those 9.8s of the regular version. Let's see if I can pull that up. In fact, I'll just throw it right here. 3,500.
FaceTime, you got a lot of variances in it. That's what I'm telling you.
So 9.8s going in between. See, that's a wide gap though. So 198 is out there for $500. Actually, that's just a bid with 6 days left, and then there's a buy now for $3,500 right now. So that's going to be freaking tough. And then the other thing that was surprising this week, and I talked to some of the guys that were in our hangouts, was this thing. So when I actually talked to the guys in the hangouts this week, it was at 1,700 buy now. So now the only ones that are available, and that's CGC 9.8s, are $2,500. Now there's a raw out there that's like $600 right now, but nobody apparently has any interest in it right now. But still, I think that's interesting that this book is moving the way it was. Especially when Mel tried to buy my 9.8 months ago for $200.
And I don't never call you piece of shit alive, but I'm calling you piece of shit right now. Goddamn, I'm drunk as fuck. I'm like, I keep $700 with it, and at the time it was only worth $400. So Lucas is smart, piece of shit, but he's smart.
I was trying to not take advantage of a drunk friend at the time.
Motherfucker, I was trying to take advantage of you. $600. Hulk 181 is 800. Yeah, what?
800,000.
800,000
copies. So this is what people seem to be talking about in the chat. You know, like New Mutants 98 is printed in the millions, yet it's super expensive right now. There's a bunch of those books out there, and I want everybody to be paying attention to all those high printed books, like with first appearances. It seems to not phase them, but I really think that somebody got a hold of a bunch of 181s back a few years ago and started that uptick. And it scared the market. People saw the copies going away and were like, "Oh shit, Hulk 181's getting popular again." And I thought it was gonna ride a wave, and I was gonna buy on a dip. And that's like when we're talking about books like you're willing to shell out money for in 2015, 2016 on the floor at MegaCon. Like that would be a book that I'd be willing to spend money on for a grade. But this is a question for you, Will, and also a question for Phil, and also a question for the panel. What do you think these prices do when con season open back up?
Will, you want to go first?
I think the eBay prices are gonna be higher than what actual market's gonna get once people actually start getting back to cons, because I think
that's scary.
I think there's a restriction on supply. And I think once the con floors open back up again, it's going to be people are going to sell a bunch of books at first. And I think there might be a slowdown unless something changes and we get an influx of new blood or new collectible money.
Oh, new blood.
It's here. It's here.
They're going to be at the conventions. New blood
is
definitely be at the conventions.
Is it enough to sustain the prices that some of these have been hitting when people can't fucking go out to a con and dig for themselves? Because this is the thing. I don't mind paying for a slab, but I sure as shit would prefer to buy that book for $4 to fucking $10 and send it off for grading my damn self than pay you 60 or 70 for the 9.8 or even 100. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that guy. But then there's other people that are just like, you know what? I'd rather not pay the shipping to me, risk the book getting damaged, have to press it, have to send it in for grading, have to ship it back. And then by the time I'm done paying all that, I just paid the $100 and it took 6 months when I could just go buy the 9.8 right now. So I don't fault people for doing that. But again, I like to operate differently. But I do miss cons, and I really think they're going to blow up, and I think prices are probably going to be high out the gate at first, but I think once people absorb what's available on the market, if there's leftover stuff, those prices are going to drop. If it's books that aren't available, I think they're going to go up. So
I think if you got a motherfucker in your face, that motherfucker know how to talk shit, they're going to talk you down. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So
Cash is king.
Not even cash. I'm a game you. You know what I'm saying? You got a book for 46 grand here. You talk about best offer. Your best offer, I'm gonna get you down to 35. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just I got the gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? Not just me. I'm just talking about in general.
So I'm saying, so you look at that fourth book, right, on that eBay listing. That's Dave and Adams. They are a con dealer. Okay, so these con dealers, most of them are they're like they're keeping track of the market, okay? And I've been talking to some of them, and some of them are pulling books. They're pulling them. They're like, you know what? X-Men 1, okay, CGC 4.0, right? Selling for like 26K, right? They're like,
yeah.
And I'm like, well, are you gonna sell yours? And you're like, hell no. I'm gonna sell when it gets to 50K, you know. So,
and then once it gets there, he won't sell. He'll want to hold it till it hits 75.
So, Phil, you are a dealer, right? So if somebody comes to you with cash, let's say you got a book for 20 grand. Somebody comes to you with 15,000 cash. You're not taking that 15,000?
Oh hell no! I mean, if it's like
cash,
if it's a Hulk, let's say.
I don't give a fuck what the book is. It's just 20. If it's 20 grand, if you got a book for 20 grand,
if it's a very stable commodity, a stable, you gonna sell a $20,000 car for 15,000 cash? Hell no. A brand new car? No.
It's 50,000. How many times people come as a dealer? Because I've never been a dealer before. How many times people come to you with like 15 with substantial amounts of cash and you turn them down?
Okay. So my last big show, I got an offer to buy out everything. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. COVID's coming. COVID is coming. It's over my shoulder right here. And I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen with the market. But they wanted they wanted 50%. They wanted 50%.
50% is crazy.
Yeah. They wanted 50%. They wanted 50% of what?
Well, can we talk about that?
Of my
definitely.
Let's talk about this shit. Because you're right. That shit is crazy. When we see like Comic Nerd Girl putting out an offer saying that she'll pay 30% for any keys. No shit. Anybody's going to pay 30% less for any fucking key you got right now in comic books.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's craziness. Like people were freaking out about it. Like, yeah, of course. And anybody's going to pay that amount right now. If you came to me and you said, I got a Hulk 181 9.8, I'll sell it to you for 30% of market, I'm going to find that money because I'm going to pay 30% of market and put it up for sale the next day and get 40% more. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, dealers they're pulling books. You go to some of the big sites and like, okay, maybe Reese Comics has an FF1, but they only have one. But I think they may have a little bit more than that. So they're just, I mean, some are going to slowly trickle and stuff, but like,
I think we've hit the threshold, man. And you know what the threshold is? It's like the Golden Age and Silver Age books got to a point where they just weren't for sale anymore, where you couldn't find high grade copies of those books for sale anywhere anymore. And these are books that used to be, when we were younger, they were in the back of the fucking catalogs in the Mile High catalog and shit like that for like 10, 20, 30 bucks, you know, and everybody's like, holy shit, there's an FF1 in here for like $345. So it got to a point where everybody absorbed all those copies. They ain't coming for sale. I mean, and you're right. Dealers are pulling books, but key books are just not coming up for sale. And I think that there's now a point where coppers and moderns are going to start to get that absorption into collections, and they're just not going to be available for sale. And until people start parting out and selling collections, and it's the trickle effect, man. When when a book gets like when a popular book on release day is under ordered and it gets wiped out off eBay, and then you have a bunch of people looking for it, waiting for it to pop back up. And like I was saying earlier, you hope it's that one guy listing the book that didn't do his GPA math, didn't do his research, lists the book for a low price. You get the alert, you swoop in, you buy it now, you're in and out and done. And you leave everybody else fending for that same non-existent listing now.
But the dealers at cons always overprice the books so they can have room for deals.
Right.
Well,
you talk
where
about
you come in.
Right. So Will,
I'm going to rape you. I'm going to try to rape you.
Yeah.
Comic wise.
Right.
Not
so
Cuomo wise.
Right. So Will, you were talking about the math, right? So there's other math that's involved, and that's credit card receipts, credit card fees, all that stuff. And then once again, I was talking before about rent, right? So a lot of these con dealers that have brick and mortars, they got rent coming due. So as the stuff starts to open back up, they're going to owe rent. They're going to owe back rent. So they're going to break loose some of their holdings so they can either pay the rent or at least pay some of their credit card fees, or at least pay back Diamond, which is why a lot of them are breaking away from Diamond right now to go where us will, because they won't owe some of the other ones like Lunar and Penguin and everything. They won't owe them some more money. So they gotta pay something so we can refresh their inventory. So that's why I expect a lot of more stuff to come a little bit cheaper, or at least there to be more inventory regarding the older Golden Age, Silver Age stuff to break loose.
So I'm not sure if Brian has been paying attention to this, but like Golden Age was like super, super hot. Like PCH, Pre-Code Horror, was so hot, and it just kept going higher and higher and higher. And like people just stopped. I feel like people stop paying for those prices. Yeah. So I don't know, Brian, if you think that could happen to Silver Age with how it's blowing up, but I'd like to hear your opinion on that.
I think that there's so you're saying that Golden Age prices aren't getting the amount of money they used to get how long ago?
Well, let's just say I mean, okay, my fault. Like I haven't really paid super attention to Golden Age, but going into the fall last year and into winter, I saw people just stop paying like just for the regular like 3-beater PCH books that were like people were asking for like $300, $400, $500. They just weren't selling that much. I just for me tracking the market, looking at sold sales.
Well, I think that Golden Age right now is I mean, it depends on what it is, of course. But, I brought up that Punch 12, books like Punch 12 and some of those crazy books that you just never see. Like those are the only books to me that are retirement books. And Golden Age is people are saying it's very niche for a lot of collectors, but people are the majority of the new people in our hobby right now, they don't even know about Golden Age, right? They haven't even gotten into it yet. They're all into the modern, they're all into the Bronze Age keys, right? And the modern keys. Once they figure out about some of the Golden Age stuff, some of the PCH stuff, some of that stuff, and how rare it really is. I mean, let's talk about this, right? People say sports card people are coming into the market and they don't care because they see the huge counts on PSA 10s. And they're going after books where the pop count isn't very high. When they see some of that PCH Golden Age pop count, they're going to shit themselves. And they're going to be like, you just can't find these books. I mean,
I'm sitting at this 1.0 right here. What the fuck, man?
This is one of those books. Black Cat 50 is one of those books. Like, and here's what's opening these people up to these books. A lot of the new exclusives. I mean, look at people like Hive and Wanted and all these people. They're homaging these Golden Age books, and so now people are starting to go, "Oh my God, that's an homage! Holy shit! I want the original now." And so I don't think people even know about Golden Age yet. The new people in the market. Then again, I think those Silver Age keys right now are the first thing that those people are going to jump to. So you see, I imagine Silver Age keys are just going to start going for crazy prices here soon because those people are going to start going for those books. So that's just, I don't know what the data is. I'm not looking at the data right now. I've got so much data in my head from all the shows I produce. It's crazy. But it's just it's bonkers with the people that are coming into the hobby.
Yo, you see what that long shot number 1 went for?
That's crazy. That's what I mean. Like when
That's
you
just
see,
stupid.
yeah, you mean
Wait,
like that horrific
what
number 3.
Oh, what did a long shot number 1 go for?
Lucas, pull it up.
You're thinking 1.5. Jesus Christ, man, it's crazy what those.
Yeah, I think it sold for 600 or 650. Like
That's
2
Long
sales.
shot.
Yeah.
Art Adams, bro. Like that's what's up. That is what's up. I'm glad to see Art Adams books finally getting their due, even though it's stuff like Long Shot. And you know what? I've actually got.
Is it X-Men or is it Art Adams?
No, it's Long Shot number 1.
It's X-Men, yeah.
I mean,
And you got to see the
Canadian price variant?
reactionary. You got to see the reactionary because people are tracking these sold sales, and one drops or 2 drops, right? And then they just, all right, I'm going to charge double or go up 30-40% on top. So, and people are smart, man. These sellers are really, really smart.
So for all you guys from my X fans, see me rocking my Pressman shirt here tonight. So Long Shot has a Canadian price variant you need to be looking for, and that's a tough one to find, but a lot of people mistake it. I think it's $1 cover price versus the 75 cents. So be on the lookout for that one.
Well, I think this X-Men stuff is a nice segue. Shout out to Koi Cakes to our Mel cast part 2.
Oh, good timing.
Oh,
Yes,
there we
sir.
go.
So, allow me to. I forgot how to do this yet again. So there's a share screen here. No,
Yeah,
that's
it
not
should
it.
be. Yeah, down there where it says share screen, then share screen.
Oh, they changed it. What the fuck is that all about?
It's the casting couch.
So share screen. I'm going to entire screen. I'm going to allow, and I'm going to present mode. Are you guys good?
Yeah.
We don't see nothing. Oh, there it is.
So yo, shout out to Ironheart again. We also going to get into his store variant that he did. Ironheart is just super monster. But as we all know, while we're here, Melcast Uncanny X-Men Part 2 of 3. I don't know a lot of these actors, but I think they're spot on for the casting. So let's get it popping. And big shout out to Neri Nirvana. That's the Lucy Jen and Jen show. Big shout out to those girls. They're doing a fantastic job. They gave us a big shout out.
Don't forget to hit the hide on the slide.
Oh, let's get the hide. As always, shout out to the rookie to get Eric Hurd. I want to get Eric Hurd on one of these big shows because he's phenomenal at what he does. He doesn't do just graphics and shit. His speculation is on point. He did all these graphics real pretty and shit. So let's get it popping. Emma Watson as Rogue.
Perfect.
Yes. Just
I can see that.
Dye her hair up a little bit, and let's get it in. You know what I'm saying? Emma Watson. I forgot what she was in, but she's pretty. She's a pretty girl.
She was in Harry Potter.
Oh, that's the Harry Potter chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's bad.
I don't know if you prefer the movie The End with Seth Rogen and all those guys.
Oh, this is a perfect casting. This is perfect. Then we have Millie Bobby Brown as Kitty Pryde, which is spot fucking on. How do you guys feel about this?
It's definitely a better choice than Elliot Page.
Who? I don't know Elliot Page.
The actress who played her before.
Yeah, I know Elliot Page. I don't know Elliot. I don't know Elliot Page.
Oh, well.
Didn't she? Well, isn't she a he right now?
That's why it's no longer Ellen. It's now Elliot.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the actor that played her before.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. We got Cyclops. Britt Thalise. I fucked up his name.
Who this.
dude's playing Dick Grayson already, though.
Yeah, but
okay.
He's really badass as Dick Grayson. He's fucking awesome as Dick Grayson.
you could put any dude and just throw glass on him, and this perfect Cyclops. All you gotta do is have to get that good hair.
Oh, Eric said there's notes, Mel. There's notes for you. I don't know if you know how to access those notes, but
I don't. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that next.
Amazing.
Part 3. Then we have Freddie Highmore as Beast. That's good. That's really good.
this is the dude who played Bates, right? The young Bates in that one thing. He's like some doctor, resident something.
I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button.
It's okay. It's okay. We can move on.
We got Jubilee. And his Jubilee is fantastic. Katie Cockrell is Jubilee. I was so happy he didn't go. What's the girl's name from that Queen show? And she was in Jumanji. Aquafina. I'm so glad he didn't go Aquafina. Jubilee.
Yeah, not even close, man. Not even close on that one.
Sabretooth. When I seen the actor that I chose for Sabretooth, when I see him in ring, and he has like a meth head look, and Sabretooth's been through a lot of shit. This guy,
Yeah.
I mean, not Sabretooth, Omega Red. I'm sorry. This guy never ages at all.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Shouts to Ironheart. That's a very great pick. Yeah.
It's a big book right now. Big book.
He cast this perfect. Shout out to Ironheart. Because we share picks and stuff. He did a lot of these picks. This was a good pick. What the hell? No? Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. Nailed it.
That would be a pretty good play.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Nailed it. Then we have this was like I said, when I seen this actor or this media guy, his face at this particular moment, WrestleMania's coming up. He's Sabretooth. He's Sabretooth.
That's Edge, right?
That's Edge. He's Sabretooth.
Yeah, I can see that one. I can definitely see that one. Is he doing movies now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't doing nothing else.
I could see him segue into being Sabretooth because he just came back from injuries, right?
Yeah,
He'd be in the ring, right?
Maybe it's tomorrow and Sunday. Segue him into being Sabretooth. He looks just like him. And I was gonna have Newbie Comics as Wolverine's nephew, but I don't have the picture right now. Shout out to my man Newbie. But that was Mel Cast Uncanny X-Men Part 2 of 3. We'll have Part 3 in 2 weeks, and Part 3 is mind blowing. That's it.
Word.
I want to see who's Quicksilver.
I like it. I think Eric Hurd is doing a fucking phenomenal job as always. Luke, can you throw up his variant, please?
Yes, sir. Just give me a second.
Quicksilver will be played by the Coffin.
Where we at with it? So Ironheart also does store variants. This is his variant for upcoming book called Silver City. It's an exclusive variant. You have to contact him to see how to get this book. We're gonna do it like that. But I want all you guys to support Ironheart because he's done so much for the fucking Drunken Chat. And if you're a fan of Drunken Chat, please support Ironheart.
Oh yeah,
he's a beast of what he does, you know, without a shadow of a doubt.
Ouch, man. Patrick with the coldest comment of the night. Quicksilver should be played by the cockpit windshield from Top Gun.
Patrick's a wild dude. Lion King, we got Wolverine coming up in part 3, baby. We got Wolverine coming up in part 3. What y'all doing? Hold on. What y'all doing? You hear
Dogs ain't happy, Mel.
They gotta be happy. What you giving away, Lucas? I see the wheel.
I'm working on some stuff. I gotta get the thing together though.
So Mel, do you think it's time?
Oh, I've been waiting for you.
Oh, it's been loaded since we went live.
It's been loaded since we went live.
So Phil, earlier I was asking you.
I got this is just for Trent. Trent always wants me to do the Michael Buffer.
Okay.
Most hated, most loved, most in the fix. I give you Ultra Magnus, the Spec Matrix. There we go. That was kind of weak, but
that's good. That's good. Thanks for the introduction, Mel. So Phil, earlier I was asking you about your wheelhouse because I was like really excited because tonight I know I'm wearing an X-Men shirt, but I think I'm more known for being in a wheelhouse of a certain other brand, kind of a cult following brand. So this is gonna be.
I wanna. I'm sorry, Ultra. I want the fans know. I don't know what Ultra's doing. I have no idea.
The only thing I told him tonight, I was like, "Don't worry, your wallet's going to get a break." But
which means it won't.
It might, unless you really like what I'm showing you here. And you guys know that this is basically the variant edition of the Raw Report that I do on my own channel. So make sure you are subscribed to me over there. Ultra Space Maximus, doing good things over there, and this Spec Matrix variant edition, of course. Yeah. Get through all the goods. You like me, find me. All right, so I think Eric's on point a little bit with what's going on here.
Ooh, he's going Transformers.
So it's been. I had to establish myself and my name with you guys who don't read Transformers comics to let you know I'm not full of shit, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are so full of shit it's coming out of pores and all sorts of other things. But Transformers is my wheelhouse, right? This is definitely my biggest piece of my collection knowledge. This is probably my favorite thing to collect, my favorite thing to chase. I just got a fucking iconic book in my Transformers collection, about 2 weeks ago. Even though there's still copies available, it's still a really fucking hard to come by book. It wasn't even released. So, I mean, there's a lot of that stuff going on, but I want to introduce you guys to two chicks at the same time. And no, I'm not. Even though I'm not that guy from Office Space, doubling up with two chicks named Sarah is what's going to happen here tonight. All right, I hope you all are ready, because the first one, you can find her on Twitter at Sarah-P-D or Sarah-P-D. Yeah, you can find her. Sarah Putri du Rocher, I think is how you pronounce her name. Okay. But you can also find her DeviantArt at Yamaza, and she's got a couple other names she goes by. You guys can do your thing, but let's get into the Spec Matrix, everybody. So these two Sarahs, they obviously have Transformers art, otherwise they wouldn't be on this list. But there's a couple of other books out there. This was that series with remember guys with the Yellow Hulk that actually generated a second print.
Yeah.
Yellow Hulk. This is the number one, and that's the 1 in 10 incentive from that same stuff, and that's how you spell her name, Putri du Rocher, and she's probably French Canadian. I'm probably fucking up the name really badly, and
it happens.
I really apologize. But again, she's actually done some pretty good art. And if you're noticing something, she did 2 incentive covers for Marvel Action. The first one obviously being the Avengers, and here's the other one that is Captain Marvel #2. And I think this is from like 3 years ago, though. So these are older ones. For my Star Trek people out there, I'm saying it looks like a very lifelike Picard, although it isn't. This is her artwork. She is very talented, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to showcase her art this year.
I definitely bought this, and I have this in a box somewhere.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Do you also then have this one?
Not at all.
Ah, see. So, there, Star Trek fans, I feel your pain because there's been a lot of stores that I've walked into, but like, do you have any new Transformers books? They're like, oh, we don't even order that for our shelf. So I've caught those words before too, which is something that I know a lot of Star Trek fans hit when they walk into stores. So I know how rare these things are, and if you are collecting those, pretty cool. My Little Pony Transformers, #4 of the 4-issue miniseries, and that's your 10 copy retail incentive variant,
which nobody ordered.
Well, there's people who ordered them, but not really a whole lot. But all right,
this is fire. This is fire over it.
Samurai Jack, dude. And IDW's always had like really good properties that they've been able to make content for. It's none of their own stuff. That's the idea. Design works. That's the reason why they exist. They want to take an existing property and develop stuff for you. So if you have like IP, you can take it to them and develop stuff if you really wanted to. But this is a cool series. If you are into Samurai Jack the cartoon, I believe that takes place after the cartoon ended. But here we go, everybody. Opening salvo is the title on this one. This is, of course, Transformers #39. And this is the opening salvo of a little stint they called Combiner Wars. And this one right here has Swindle. He's the little guy. He's actually one of a different Combiner set known as the Combaticons and a Combiner known as Onslaught. So, yeah. Then we have Windblade, who's the little fembot right there, giving a fist bump to Superion, which for all my aerial bot followers from the old G1 cartoon days, knowing that when the aerial bots combined into Superion go up against the Constructicons and Devastator, man, they took it to them.
Can nobody fucking Constructicon Devastator? Stop it.
Until Superion came through, and Omega Supreme actually could take it to those Constructicons pretty good. So don't get it twisted. That I know what it is. And Menasor right here with the Stunticons. So she did all these incentive covers, all the 1 in 10 incentives that went for the Combiner Wars series. And then we got a couple of cool ones. So here's another one with Superion, all the aerial bots. And in the story, we actually have one of the aerial bots die and get replaced with a different one. And it's something that in Transformers lore, they've explored later on the Machinima series with the Enigma of Combination. And, like our opening picture with the Optimus Prime doing
fire.
Doing his good old hero point. You know what I'm saying? But does everybody in the chat know Optimus became a Combiner? So if you're ever browsing through vintage toys and Phil's here, hey Phil, you ever seen that Combiner Wars white Optimus Prime?
No, never.
Okay. Well, there's your standard color Optimus Prime, and he's basically the center of this Combiner, and you can actually get all the other Combiner Wars figures like the Ironhide, the Mirage, the Ratchet, and I forget who the other one is.
Well, so he combined with a whole bunch of Generation 1 guys?
All the G1 guys, yeah. In this story, he combines with some G1 characters, and they use the Enigma combination. But there's a blue and red Prime that was released early in the toy run. And then there was a white Prime, a la the white Prime that was found inside Ultra Magnus way back in the day. And that white Prime is the one that you see here used on this Combiner. And this is the first cover appearance of that Combiner. So this was a big book for a while. So what was really funny is during Combiner Wars, IDW is slamming everybody with crossover after crossover, and they decided to throw in First Strike right in the middle of this, and it's like, oh, geez, okay, well, we'll
that
take
first
it.
strike was what, maybe 2017, 2018?
Yeah, the first strike was definitely one of those series, though, where it had a lot going on. Let's just say that it's like your Infinity Gauntlet of IDW, basically. So, but she's done a ton of these incentive variants, which some of them are really, really cool. And for you Wheeljack fans, Transformers Escape, it's a 1 in 10 incentive. There is a 1 in 25 by Alex Milne, which is Boss. But again, some places order these, some places don't. This is in the newer run of Transformers, the IDW G2. And this is the Transformers Galaxies issue 5, which ran for a 12-issue series. And then she's got Transformers Till All Are One. Now, she actually did the A cover of all 12 issues of the series. Some of them are really cool. So, Windblade, she's what they call a city speaker. So she can actually tap into the Titan-sized city robots that basically don't really speak. Metroplex being the city, she is basically assigned to Metroplex, and she is Metroplex's city speaker. It's a pretty cool premise. There's Swindle with a hole in his chest. He dead. He real dead. And the rest of the Combaticons are like, oh shit. Well, how do we form their combiner, which was wild. And then here's Till All Are One number 4, which shows Bruticus right there. Then we had Revolution take place in the middle of Till All Are One. So they like to throw in all these, Revolution at First Strike. Revolution was the organizing of ROM being incorporated and all these other Hasbro properties being added into the already established Transformers and G.I. Joe universe.
I got like an NYCC of that shit.
Of what?
The shit you just talked about.
The Revolution?
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm a Metroplex fan. He's one of my favorite Autobots because he was like the unobtainium Transformer for me as a kid because he was super duper expensive. My parents were, drawing that line in the sand. They're like, hell no, we'll get you these 2 little ones. You're not going to get that big one.
Who was this?
Metroplex. The city.
Never heard of this moment.
Okay. So they introduced a Titan class size Transformer collectible. It was a Toys R Us exclusive. And my wife, this is like when she was still my girlfriend, she was like, you're into toys? I'm like, well, not really. Like I collect a few things.
Little did she know.
Well, she went with me to Walmart and I put the Metroplex on layaway. And that was a $129 buy-in. That thing in the box sells for $300 to $400 now. So let's just say this. It's also a 2 foot tall Transformer. The box is massive. So I've got that Titan class, then the Fortress Maximus, which is the headmaster size, city size robot, and then the Tripticon, which is the dinosaur. So those are the 3 that I have. There's also an Omega Supreme that's 2 foot tall. There's also a Scorponok that's 2 foot tall. And then if you guys were watching one of the Spine Ticks episodes, they dropped her in the middle of the week. Morbius is one of their guests on, and he's got the HasLab Unicron. And that thing is massive. It was a $600 pre-order from Hasbro, and you had to wait months and months and months. And I didn't splurge on that, man. So I'm going to have to grossly overpay for one. But that's like a grail figure for me, and I don't collect very many figures. The only other Transformers figures that I have are the ones that I couldn't get when I was a kid. Like I bought the Headmasters that I didn't have back then.
I remember the Headmasters.
Yeah, so like the ones that were important to me, like the stuff that I missed on as a kid, I definitely nostalgia on as an adult. Other than those few figures, I collected all of the ones from 2014 that had a comic book packed in with the Transformers figure. So, and I got the whole set. So, and I also have one of them that has a misprinted card. So it's like really, really collectible. So for me, again, this is my wheelhouse, guys. I love this Transformers stuff. Transformers Till All Are One is a very big, story, but at least it's a finite story. You get 12 issues. And of course, you get some really cool characters. And if you're not familiar, Windblade was the fan built bot where they put up a bunch of options and they let the fans basically choose all of the characteristics of the bot build, and they chose her to be a fembot. They chose her to have these features and just very cool stuff, man. And then of course with this Till All or One stuff, it's all about the Titans, the big Transformers returning home. Just really cool storylines. I dig it all, but of course I'm a nerd when it comes to this stuff. But this 12-issue series is a good read. I recommend you read it. And if you're real tight with me, I can probably send you a PDF because they are dear.
Go back to that last cover is fire. Yeah.
Starscream with Windblade.
She's doing Joker.
Yeah. Okay. So let me explain a little bit.
Like she's about to peg him, man.
Well, so Transformers lore. All right. So Transformers are born one of two ways. Either you're forged, which means you grow out of the metal, out of the ground of Cybertron around your spark, or you're cast cold, or cold cast. What does cold cast mean? Mean they harvest your spark and then they throw your spark into a body. So in this issue, we actually see what would have been Starscream's natural form if he had not been carved out and thrown into a body. You would have seen what his original body would have looked like, and it's the first appearance of that in this book. So I think that's a really cool Starscream storyline. But this is, with the exception of like the Transformers Galaxies and maybe one or two other books, all of this takes place in the already complete 2005 to 2018 Transformers series. So this is finite stories. You're not chasing anything new. You're not going to have any other wrenches thrown into the game. But Till All or One Annual, also a cover by her. She did the variant on Till All or One, the 1 in 10 incentive. There's also a 1 in 25 by Alex Milne. That is Boss. Alex Milne, my favorite Transformer artist. And then, of course, when ROM started getting incorporated into the Transformers series, this Revolution stuff was, these were ROM variants. They had a whole month of them. All right. Now I want to give a shout out to Phil at Vintage Comics below me here, because on my search for looking for existing copies of this book, of these following books, these books are STCC exclusives from 2015. She did 4 different books that month. All of them were limited to, I believe, 300 copies. So these are kind of tough to find. But obviously, this is a variant of RC. The Transformer from Transformers the movie that was pink and really super feminine. Well, she's a total badass, and that sword is usually on fire, and she's usually stabbing the shit out of people. So that's our MO in this exclusive version of Transformers. But we get a couple other covers. The Windblade Combiner Hunters number 4. So it went from being Combiner Wars and then to Combiner Hunters. And Mr. D, I have that book. And that's also Casey Collier's first cover artwork.
Yep.
But this one right here, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, number 42. Pretty hard to come by. And that's Chromia. I have a cat named after her. And then we have the 3 of them together in the Combiner Hunters one-shot special. That was a SDCC exclusive. And these were, again, it's RC, Windblade, and Chromia going Combiner hunting. But for anybody in the chat who is into this Transformers run, they know who these guys are. And if you're a Transformer and you see these guys coming for you, you usually shit a Cybertronian brick sideways.
Were they in the movie? Was it the 2 robots in the movie?
Nope, these robots have never been in any of the Transformers movies. They are a completely new team created by James Roberts called the Decepticon Justice Division.
Damn.
So these guys go out and they actually execute dissidents and Decepticons who either abandon their post, don't do their job, fail at their mission. They just fucking go out and eradicate people. And I mean, the one dude all the way over on the right with the big red X across his face, he actually, he's like a grinder. He like grinds up robots. He like puts through his chest.
Is that my man Soundwave?
No. That guy up top, his name is Tarn.
No, the one in the middle right here.
No, that is not Soundwave. That dude actually takes other robots and throws them inside of his chest, and then his chest fills up with acid that melts down their metal.
Okay, I like this color.
Yeah,
these guys are like a pure bunch of fucking.
Oh, these guys are butchers. Like when I tell you that they eradicate dissidents with extreme prejudice, that's putting it mildly.
Transformers 39. Right?
And that's not the only cover you're going to see with those guys on here tonight.
Is it the first cover?
No, absolutely not. I'm not gonna get into first appearances and Spec on Transformers books. That's something I'm saving for a money shot.
Well,
Sticking on that first appearance of Transformers and My Little Pony, right?
No, absolutely not. So, what are you looking for? You looking for that one? Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, number 39, RI. And that's one you're really after. There should be copies of some of these books out there. But for all my Fembot fans, another new Fembot. Those are Velocity, Windblade, and Nautica that are in the center of it. At the bar behind them, and I can tell just by looking at the back of them, and this is where my unique Transformers identification powers come into play. You got Ultra Magnus's back on the left side, and then you've got to the right of him Megatron. And Megatron is actually an Autobot in this story. And then you have Cyclonus, who has no affiliation, no badge. He's not a Decepticon or an Autobot. And then you have this little guy, Tailgate, down here, who happens to be one of the most superpowered Transformers in existence. Amazing stuff. But the Fembots having a good time and a drink. Pretty cool. And then here is your all-female combiner team. And then here's where we start getting into the 1 in 10 variants for the post Revolution time. And this is where they were reorganizing the whole universe. They launched a whole bunch of books. So we got some stuff mixed in here. We got Lost Light number 1, which is basically
the Optimus Prime cover and the Megatron cover.
Yeah. The 1 in 50 Paul Popes, you mean?
Yep.
That go with? Yeah, but Paul Pope's not on this list.
Mm-hmm,
but the Pope 1 in 50s are for these same books.
I got you.
And then here's your Mask 1 in 10. So this is when they incorporated Mask in a new series. And then they gave us this one, the Revolutionaries, which was Action Man, Rom, and Cup. And then Sarah blessed us with this Synergy one-shot, and this has got a ton of just all sorts of property information inside of it. And then this Transformers Historia. So at the end of the IDW G1 universe, they launched this book. They didn't really announce it, had a $5.99 cover price, just basically gave you an entire overview.
Oh, wow.
From start to finish, how that Transformers universe worked. Because one of the things that actually happens in this Transformers G1 story that IDW put out is they create the multiverse in the story. And that takes place in the More Than Meets the Eye book. All right. So we are still in the speculation matrix, and I promised you another Sarah. This one spells her name with an H. First one does not. So that's one way of identifying the two Transformers artists. But here is her website, Monster Boys and Robots. And that is definitely a Full Metal Alchemist drawing. I think that's pretty wild. And then here is her Twitter, and this is Sarah Stone. And then you can find her also at sarah.exe. She's got a lot of products and prints and different collections and stuff like that. But how y'all feel about some Adventure Time? Start things off, huh? Not even a Transformers book. I got some non-Transformers books I'm going to break you off with, and then I'm going to show you guys some of her Transformers stuff that really got me to look at it.
Interesting.
I like that a lot.
That's pretty cool, right? I'm not even a big Adventure Time, but I mean, I watched it, but I don't eat acid, so I couldn't really understand Adventure Time well enough.
Why you got to come at me like that, bro?
What I'm saying, Adventure Time definitely was made by producers who were either microdosing on a daily or eating 10 strips at a time. I'm just saying. But Ruby, this is pretty cool because this circles back to another. I swear to God, it's like Mirka and Dolfo is like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon used to be. Like, there's only so many steps you can go from before you find a book that's got somebody doing a book with Mirka and Dolfo. It's like somebody's always working with Mirka. But Sarah Stone did the covers to the Ruby series, and of course, Mirka did the interiors. And all these covers, man, like very anime style, obviously, because of the Ruby story and how it's based. But these are, I dig them. I think these are fire. And then the Ruby Justice League coming up. That one's going to be interesting to see. New version of Wonder Woman, and actually, it came out digitally already, so you can read it digitally. All 4 issues of it, I think. So we got all these rubies, right? And then Dungeons and Dragons, Legend of the Baldur's Gate. She did the A covers on all of these, so pretty cool art. And then the first 4 are the individual characters. And then, of course, issue number 5. Oh, look. There's everybody together. She did the B cover for Isola number 7.
That's sick. That tiger is sick.
Yeah.
That is badass.
Dude,
Man, I just wish it was the tiger.
Yeah, you know.
With the pink arrows in it. That's so dope.
Yeah, and the girl's got an arrow through her too, man. It's a good looking cover. I was picking up that Isola too, man. I dropped off. But Spectrum number 0 was a free comic book day book, and she did that one. And then there's your Spectrum number 1. Of course, it's got a girl with my kryptonite colored hair. And then we've got
the J Root.
Then stories in celebration of Ray Bradbury. That's pretty cool. Ray Bradbury Theater. Is anybody a real big Ray Bradbury Theater watcher? Yeah. All right, now we're starting to get warmer, everybody. But the last non-full Transformers book on the list tonight is this Angry Birds Transformers book that she did the cover B, issue number 3. But if you are liking some of Sarah Stone's artwork, you can also find her doing collected editions of Transformers. So if you want to jump on at a book that was being mentioned in the chat, The Death of Optimus Prime, basically the Death of Optimus Prime happened at the end of the 2009 series in 2012, and they relaunched both Robots in Disguise and More Than Meets the Eye after the Death of Optimus Prime one-shot. And spoiler, he doesn't die. He just renounces the name Prime and goes back to being known as Orion Pax. That's this phase 2 right here. It is volume 1. That's a Sarah Stone artwork on that cover. It's probably a good pickup for you if you want to read through a bunch of that. And then volume 2 would be your next. And they actually put all these together in collected editions. And I think Sarah Pitre du Rocher is doing the volume 13, which I think is the end of the IDW run. But now we start getting into some individual issues. Good. So this was your subscription variant, and it has basically what appears to be the Matrix bursting out of the chest of Optimus Prime. And then here you go. Here's a Soundwave cover for you, Mel, if you're not too busy ordering food. But if you look at the back, it's the shadow of Megatron, right? You see that shadow back there, and it's the outline of Megatron. And in that shadow, over in our foreground, we have Starscream, Soundwave. We have one of the badgeless, which is part of the storyline. Basically, they are on Cybertron at a time when Starscream is in charge, and the police are a secret police called the Badgeless, and they wear those masks with the 2 lines coming down the face so you can't ID them. Because it's kind of like the Watchmen. Remember when the Watchmen, the TV series, all the police officers are wearing masks because you can't ID them. It's basically the same shit. And then this right here is the 1 in 10 retail incentive, and it's
fire.
It's Starscream, right? And it's Starscream, shooting. Supposedly, this is the scene from Megatron Spotlight issue, where Starscream basically just starts blasting Megatron with everything he had, and Megatron
he hated Megatron.
Yeah. And Megatron wakes up in a new body after 2 years of Starscream basically destroying the Decepticons. They're low on energon, they're starving, they're weak, they're broken. Megatron wakes up and Starscream's there with the Matrix around his neck on a chain. So it's a wild read, man. But you guys know that one of the oldest rivalries in Transformers is those Titans. My man Metroplex giving Trypticon the business with the left. It's not even his right. Who
is Trypticon?
Trypticon is the city-sized Decepticon dinosaur.
What?
You didn't collect that, Mel?
No, I hate dinosaurs. I hope what's the name?
Megatron?
No, this motherfucker punches dinosaur in the face. I hope he wins.
Metroplex.
Well, I hope Metroplex kicked his fucking ass.
Oh, he does. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Metroplex always wins. The way that they did the Trypticon origin in that IDW G1 universe was amazing. He's like encapsulated in Cybertron, like in the metal, and he's got a bunch of little tiny dinosaur robots growing inside of him. It's kind of like alien-esque. And then for all you people looking for the classic Optimus versus Megatron with, I don't know, 3-4 colors basically being used, here you go. Primacy number 4 subcover. And then for everybody who's out there who enjoys the Windblade covers I showed you, the other Windblade volume, which is the Windblade Volume 1, the subscription variant, this is the first cover that they did for Sarah Stone. I believe this is her first artwork for Transformers. But then they were like, yo, we gave you the sub cover, but how about we give you the A cover? And then for the remainder of the series, she had the main cover. She did a really good job on Windblade.
It's a nice cover right here.
And
That's
Windblade and Starscream. And their relationship is kind of, well, as you saw in that one previous variant cover, it's very interesting because, you know, they're trying to run government together. And it's very interesting to watch robots trying to govern, and especially when the robots act more human than humans. But the next 2 covers, I believe, are the last ones on the list. Oh, no, actually, they're not. But these are probably some of my favorites. Now, this Drift Empire of Stone 2-cover connecting set, there were no incentive covers for issues 3 or 4. They didn't sell enough. So because it didn't sell enough, of course, you know me, the variant guy, I said, okay, well, if there's no incentives, I'm going to go after this. But this is one of those connecting variant sets from Transformers. And my God, I don't think anybody really knows, but because I've collected the IDW run, there's multiple books that have 2 or 3 covers that connect together. And it's so sick because it's usually, you know, right around the same time. Because at one point they were maintaining 3 ongoing titles at the same time. And JJ Maxwell in the chat hit the nail on the head. Sarah Stone did a lot of art for the Netflix Castlevania anime, and that is where you probably recognize a lot of her lines from. So Ratchet and Drift. Drift is the robot that, of course, was in the Transformers movies that everybody had lots of problems with, and I had lots of problems with because they fucked his character up. Thanks, Michael Bay. Michael Bay basically did to Drift what Bryan Singer did to a bunch of the X-Men. Yeah, you know, but Drift is a complex character. So Drift's character is originally a Decepticon, and he gets rehabbed by Ratchet after Ratchet finds him overdosing on like shock drugs and shit like that. The dude, his name was Deadlock before, and Deadlock killed a ton of Autobots. So he's on one of those retribution stories, which is pretty cool. And Ratchet's his best friend and helps him through a lot of that shit. Now, for my hardcore Transformers fans, they're gonna know this cover and gonna be like, "Holy shit!" Because if you guys want like the Watchmen level, like super uber violent, fast-paced story, and you want a one and done Transformers story that you can pick up, read, and put down and be like, holy shit, that was pretty amazing, and not have to read like a billion other Transformers stories, it's called Last Stand of the Wreckers. It's a 5-issue miniseries from IDW, and it is a special ops team going into a prison, and basically the prison has been overrun by the inmates. And do you guys remember the character Overlord? Is a transformer that had two different sides, and basically had two Power Masters, a tank and a jet. Mm-hmm. Well, he's in there, and basically he's running pit fights. And, yeah, dude, and it's pit fights between the inmates. And once you reach a certain point, you fight him. And let me tell you, it's been 2 years since last contact with anybody from the Autobots. Autobots almost basically got wiped out, and they send in the special ops team to recover something that's at the bottom of the prison. And let me tell you, if you guys want to see an interesting read, I highly recommend you read it, because that's where this guy on this cover comes from. His name is Fist Iron. I know he's not Iron Fist, he's Fist Iron.
Fist Iron.
Fist Iron, but he also goes by the name Physitron.
I like Physitron better than Fist Iron.
Well, if you look at his head, you see that hole in his head?
Mm.
That's a wound. Okay? So he is a Transformer with a fatal wound that is eventually going to kill him. And he joins that squad. And he's on that Wreckers team. Let's just say a lot of people whose first day on the Wreckers is also their last. And the Wreckers is also, I want to give a shout out to my old video game partners. That was actually our gamer crew from the old App Invasion squad. We were the Transformers Wreckers. And man, we used to go in and wreck shit on some of these mobile games for Transformers. So you were asking earlier if there's any other covers with that guy from the Decepticon Justice Division. Here's our final cover of the evening, and there's
crazy.
Sarah Stone delivered on this one. This is Tarn, and basically it's like Energon just like dripping off of him. And so this guy Fulcrum at the bottom. Fulcrum was a Decepticon. They got repurposed and turned into a bomb, and then it was dropped on an Autobot war zone. But because he didn't explode, he made the Decepticon Justice Division's list as a dissident who didn't complete his job. So they go looking to exterminate him. And that's where his story comes into play. And that happens way back in the beginning of the series. But basically, yes, he was a bomb that got dropped that didn't blow up, and now they want to kill him because he didn't blow up.
Yeah. Though that crew of this killers, I like those.
Yeah, and I honestly, I got to say, if they ever make a IDW More Than Meets the Eye animated TV show, it's all like B, C, D, E, and all the way to Z list Transformers characters that nobody fucking knows about. And that More Than Meets the Eye book wrote every single one of them like they were an A-list star. And I kid you not, some of these books would take me 35 to 45 minutes to read because there's so much dialect. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye is a deep read for people who like deep books. James Roberts is the writer. Alex Milne was the main artist on it. But again, this was my wheelhouse. So I thank you guys for allowing me to really explore.
You definitely need to do more Transformers shit too,
dude. I got more.
Because you are the Transformer guy.
I got a few books I need to obtain before I tell the masses about, because I know how the sharks be. You know.
Well, what about more 80s stuff, right?
Oh,
any kind of books related.
I know it'd be
I know it would be a beast, but still.
Phil brought up a good question to me. Phil, are you talking about the 80s stuff this week, or was that last week?
Oh, so for the back nine, we're doing. You're talking about the back nine article. Yeah. Okay, so Mel is also on my panel for the back nine, and we solicit the writers of CBSI and contributors.
I'm not a writer for CBSI. I'm an affiliate.
Affiliate, right? Okay, we'll call you.
You're some guy.
Yeah. Whatever code name you want to go by, you know. But all right, just messing. But so yeah. So what we're doing this week is we're we're looking at like properties that target children, right? Cartoons and also toy properties that could be the next Thundercats. So that's what our big topic is.
It's no more. It's no more because that shit happened. That shit happened in cycles, bro. This shit was all right. So from and this is just coming from me being an old motherfucker. In the 80s, it was Voltron. From Voltron with the Transformers, it was the G.I. Joe, and went to fucking
Ninja Turtles.
No, yeah. Transformers, Ninja Turtles. All right, no, Transformers was before Voltron.
Oh yeah,
Transformers was so dope, right? I seen somebody post this in the comments. Mirage was my first G.I. Joe. I used to fucking try to transform Mirage into a fucking Voltron figure. So it was G.I. Joe. Nobody really ever gave a fuck about G.I. Joe till later.
I think actually Voltron is older, but it was a Japanese import. But you know what? I prefer vehicle Voltron over line Voltron, and I will die on this hill.
Well, you're gonna die then.
You see Clay looking at me?
Yeah, vehicle Voltron was trash.
No, man. Like one of my friends had the action figures, like the actual all the individual pieces.
Me too.
And for me, it was like, okay, 5 lines, that's cool. But holy shit, you need 23 vehicles to make this motherfucker?
It was a pain in the ass.
It was a pain in the ass.
I remember the big Mattel, it was a big Mattel box. And it was just a mess. Thundercats came in between that He-Man G.I. Joe phase. So you're asking me what happens after Thundercats? Mask.
Well, what's a property? So Thundercats. Okay, let's just talk about the market. So Thundercats, right? So I'm sure you guys covered this. It's the director of Godzilla, right? Who's going to be the showrunner for the Thundercats option, right?
Is it a show or a movie? I heard it was a movie.
I'm not totally sure. I should know. I would thought it would be a series because everything's streaming right now.
Man, look, all they needed to do was go back and finish that fucking Cartoon Network series that they rebooted Thundercats with, and I would be happy because that series was fire. And I was like, holy shit, they did a new Thundercats? And I just signed up for Netflix. And I'm binge watching that shit, man.
Finish the first fucking Thundercats because after the trials, it just stopped. Remember the trials of fucking of Thundera? Motherfucker. Lionel had to race fucking Chitara, had to beat Panther in a fight. That shit was just fucking amazing. That was amazing TV for me.
Do you remember the second season when the 3 other Thunderians came? Linkso, the blind dude, and
because I fucking hate shit. I hate change. I said fuck this because you just doing too much.
Yeah, so people want to get paid out, and Thundercats 1 went up to $200 in high grade, and people are speculating on Mask, right?
Mask is the shit. That's
Micronauts. So Ultra.
No. Nobody fucking watched that shit.
Yeah, they do. Mel, believe me.
Who the fuck watched No, they didn't.
I know people who pick up ROM books other than
I'm talking about the 80s. I'm talking about our lives as 80s kids. There was no Micronauts TV. There was no GoBots TV. I mean, it was a GoBots TV show. It was no Micronauts TV show.
I was about to say I never saw. I don't remember anybody fucking with the Micronauts when I was a kid.
I want to hear Phil's question now. What's your question, Phil?
So it's cartoons.
Visionaries, remember them? Sorry.
Yeah, Visionaries is great. My question is, if there's going to be an Hasbro verse, right? Mm-hmm. Where do you see them piecing that together, and what are the key books?
Mask. God damn it.
I already stated this one before, and McClay has heard me talk about this one. It happens in Revolution. IDW Revolution is where they incorporate all of those properties. Micronauts, Action Man, ROM, Visionaries, and Mask. Yeah, basically all the additional properties that were in that Hasbro universe.
There's a G.I. Joe figure of Matt Tracker.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. So the way that I've said this before, if they don't base the technology that G.I. Joe and Mask have off of Cybertronian tech that they discover crashed on Earth before they can find Transformers. So like Transformers should be dormant, but they're finding remnants of this fucking tech, and they reverse engineer the shit. And Cobra and fucking Mayhem, both are spawned out of stolen tech. G.I. Joe's the response, Mask is the special ops. There's like all of those potentials to have that happen.
Makes sense.
I British superhero Action Man. Like he's like huge over in the UK. I don't fucking get it. He's like nothing in the United States, but everybody's like, oh, Action Man's big over here. So that Revolution series that IDW did is probably going to be. It's the only one that I see that they've pulled everything together in. And there's a lot of number ones, a lot of variants, but all of it's IDW. So you guys know it's going to be under 15,000 in sales. Not going to be a whole lot of them out there. But is it a good spec play? Maybe, but they're not really giving us anything that we can really go off of. But I just know that that's where the shared stuff all comes into play.
How long do you think they can? Like, do you see this if they actually do this? Do you see this as like a film thing? Do you think it as like it could be a show and films? Like, do you think it could be like 5 to 6 years long? What do you think?
I will have to answer that question once I see what the fuck they're doing with these Transformers movies. So they left the last Michael Bay movie, the Last Night, right? Well, actually, Bumblebee was technically a Michael Bay movie, but the Last Night is where they left the story with Unicron basically being Earth, right? Like pieces of him, I guess, are in Earth, or he is Earth. They started casting for this new one that's directed by the Charm City Kings. And they cast a human. So I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't look like they're doing Beast Wars, but there's been tons of rumors that they're going to do a Beast Wars movie. Because Beast Wars is kind of like that next generation Transformers. Like after my generation.
Beast Wars is shit. Let's be for real.
Mel don't like dinosaurs,
No, it was shit. It was shit. Optimus Prime was a gorilla. No, Optimus Prime was never a gorilla. It was fucking... fucking...
Hold on. Are you talking about Transformers, Beast Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it was big, man. Believe it or not.
Dude. Beast Wars was great, man. The cheetah was badass.
Cheetor, Waspinator.
Gorilla fucking Optimus Prime was awesome. I still have my gorilla. I still have that toy, dude.
But he wasn't. See, I hate change.
I know, man. Me too.
Fucking gorilla.
Me too.
What about Battle Beasts?
See, that's you're just
you started getting some weird stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Transformers movie shit until we find out what movie they're making. If they're making a continuation of the Michael Bay universe and they're going to give us Unicron, and they're probably going to blow up Earth, and then Paramount's going to reboot again. I really hope they do that because I want finale. I want a finish to the Bayverse, and maybe the Bayverse can be the spawn of the multiverse for Transformers and Hasbro.
You really can't. All right. So what the Bumblebee movie did, you gave us Generation 1 Transformers.
But what it did is it slid in front of the 2007 Transformers movie in that universe. That's the problem. So they show Optimus Prime on Earth in the tractor trailer, and then they show him leaving again, and then coming back for Transformers 2007. So a lot of continuity issues, lots of problems with that shit. But moviegoers don't care.
Give us Generation 1. People want Generation 1. The main reason why nobody fuck with Transformers, well, me, I can speak for myself. I didn't know who nobody was. Make them look like Generation 1 Transformers and give us that, please.
They're doing that with the Netflix, and it's like now we're in season 2, and now it's going into Beast Wars. And like I'm a toy realtor, and I'm like, I'm blowing out a freaking Transformers like crazy, man. Like all the new figures and stuff. So
what do you mean they're doing that? What do you mean they're doing that with Netflix? So it's a live action Generation 1?
They've got a 3-part basically season deal that they're doing. The first one was War for Cybertron. Second part was War for Cybertron Earthrise. And then the third part is going to be Beast Wars, and that's coming out, I think, in a couple of weeks here.
So all this is like semi-live action?
CGI. It's all CGI animation.
Is it the same as was in Bumblebee?
I wouldn't say the same, but yeah, it's got the G1 design, so it's definitely it's hitting me,
That's
right
all
in the
I want.
nostalgia
That's all I
feels.
It's
That's all I want.
G1. It's
That's all I
G1, and it's a prequel. And I give these guys a lot of credit because they're doing exactly what Star Wars did. They did the Clone Wars. They did the prequel, the stories before what happens, from what we saw in the movies, right? So I mean, I think they're doing it pretty good. I mean, there's some ups and downs, to be honest, with the series. But the times I've gotten really excited, I've been damn pretty excited. Like the Scorponok, holy shit, Ultra! You had to be shitting your pants when that happened, you know. So when he showed up,
Dude,
that was awesome, man.
It's definitely hitting the nostalgia buttons all day when I'm watching that. And even though they're short episodes for me, man, it's just like my son will watch a little bit of it, but he's into like I had to pull YouTube off the TV because he was starting to watch some inappropriate shit, and I'm like, you can only watch these. So now he's limited to what he can watch, and he actually likes Transformers, and he's got Rescue Bots, man. And I know Rescue Bots isn't around, and I remember I think I was asking you about it because my son's got my taste. He's like, he likes the rare fucking expensive shit. I'm still looking for an affordable one, and the ones I'm finding are all out of package, and everybody's like, "Oh, it doesn't transform really smoothly." So I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna spend $40-$50 on a used transformer that doesn't fucking transform right." So there's for everybody in the live chat, my son is after a Quick Shadow, which they made in 2016. It's a rescue bot, and it's a female transformer. Of course, he's after a girl, and she's a sports car. So he's after the fast women who are expensive. I'm so screwed when he grows up. So, you know, but I'm after one of those, and I found them carded, and people want like fucking $150 for this shit. But I mean,
Jesus,
I understand Transformers collectibles, but I know that there's a ton of people out there that know way better than me.
Well, so I did miss a couple of things for the news, but this kind of dips into what you guys are talking about. Number one, that Paramount and Hasbro. So Paramount is the one that has licenses for the Hasbro stuff. They've got to hurry up and push all the movies that they have licenses for, because by 2022, that's when their license comes up, right? So. Right, so they've got to push and make sure that they make as much money as they can. That way, they can go back to the board and say, "Hey, this is what it's actually worth," because they've already had this stuff built, and they don't know what it's worth until people actually start going.
Because the first two G.I. Joe movies, man, were kind of a disappointment.
Shit. Right, Dungeons and Dragons, they've got some stuff to focus on going forward. Once again, that's another Hasbro property that they're looking to Paramount to freaking push out. And number two, Micronauts, right? So that would be like Micronauts number one. They're looking to do something by the late December time frame to push out an actual movie. They're looking to shoot it, put it out there, and if we can have it done by December 2021, which I don't think will happen, but still, that's pretty interesting news, especially when you consider Micronauts, right? So we consider all the stuff that me and Will have been talking about regarding Peter Quill, Micronauts, and all that other stuff. They've been pushing a whole bunch of storylines regarding that stuff. That's something interesting to keep an eye on, especially the way. Go ahead.
Marvel retained Space Knights, but they lost Rom and the Micronauts. So none of that shit is Marvel's anymore. The only thing they have is the Space Knights, which is wild.
Right. So that would fall under Paramount as well. So
yeah, ain't never happened with that. So we bullshit.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Bullshit.
I'm just waiting for my GoBots movies.
It's bullshit too.
So for my GoBots fans, I got something for you.
Has GoBots ever fought Transformers?
Yes. In fact, Psykill gets killed in a pit fight in the old Decepticon pits. Like, remember when they talk about Megatron's origin and how he was a miner and then he's a pit fighter? Well, one of the Megatron origin books, shortly after Transformers purchased all the GoBot rights, or Hasbro purchased all those rights, they actually started incorporating them in the books.
Really?
I believe it's Megatron Origin number 2. Psykill gets a fucking hole put through him by Megatron. Toasted. Wasted.
Did they have an all out fight? Just say, let's
No, because the GoBots would get decimated. Are you kidding me?
decimated, yeah, easy.
Scooter would be ran over and like no time flat. And Leader 1 would be blown out of the sky by all the Seekers within 3 seconds of liftoff.
I remember this one kid at school came through a scooter. Was like, I got this. I slapped shot his head. Get the fuck out of here! GoBots.
So mean, man. So mean. GoBots came first too, man.
I remember this fucking kid. I'll never forget this fucking kid named Crimp. I forgot what his fucking last name was. Motherfucker came through. He got on the bus, and we were all collecting GI Joe shit. It was a mail-in order for hooded Cobra Commander. That motherfucker came on the bus. Was like, I got the hooded Cobra Commander. Yo, we plotted on this motherfucker so hard. It was like, yo, I'm taking this shit. So I'm telling me and my peoples like, yo, we gonna rob this motherfucker. This hooded Cobra Commander, this motherfucker. But we let him rock, and we tried to. I remember him coming to the fucking. He had Zartan. He also had Zartan, and we put his Zartan in the sun. We used to terrorize this kid. We put the Zartan in the sun so he could change color, and we tried to rip up the Cobra to see what Cobra Commander looked like. So we ripped the mask off, and it was just a slit. Cobra Commander got a slit on his face. He a snake. That's where that snake shit came from. I promise you that's where that shit came from. We used to terrorize this kid. He was have all the G.I. Joes. The motherfucker had the Prince Adam with the velvet vest.
I'll tell you what property that was popular when we were kids that never really had a movie, right? Hot Wheels, right? That one I'm looking at eBay right now. There's one for like 7 G's, and that's one's for 9.8. Now they don't have any movies, but they do have a video game that's supposed to be coming out later on this year, next year. Yeah, Hot Wheels.
My son plays the Hot Wheels video game on his tablet.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting into the new generation.
So Hot Wheels has a Netflix show right now, don't they? I haven't watched it. Yeah, there's a Netflix show. Yeah.
Interesting.
They're making everything for kids nowadays, man.
Yeah, they have these. There's one wave. I picked it up. I thought it was interesting, and there's a set of, and it's like next generation or teenagers. Yeah, and it's a Hot Wheels series on Netflix. Yeah.
What was it? Nah, yo.
You haven't been drinking that much. No, come on.
Let's get some fan interaction going on. Let's be on the.
So I want to know who else besides me loved the Centurions. Power Extreme.
I did.
Anybody else remember that shit?
I did. Yeah, I remember that shit.
The dudes had exosuits with 3 holes on the front of them and interchangeable parts and shit, and had all the holes on their arms and their legs.
Oh, the Centurions. Yeah. By the way, that's my pick for next week. I mean, for tomorrow.
Centurions?
On my column, yeah.
No shit. All right. Well, high fucking five to you, man.
Yeah.
Dude, the 2 guys that got added on, or at the end of, like, they had the 3 original characters, right? And then they had the 2 guys added on at the end. Man, that was some of the best TV. And I remember the villains with their 2 fucking robot halves getting merged in that one episode. It's like, where's the other 2?
Remember Cops? Cops was, for what it was, it was hard. It was a pretty good damn
Cops was really popular too. Yeah.
Yep.
For
Fighting
sure.
crime in a future time. I remember that shit.
Captain, what the fuck was Captain Power?
I remember Captain Power. He was
So do I.
gun. You had to shoot at the TV, and you could play the game. And yeah,
I had the Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, man. Yep, the jet.
Silverhawks. Remember Silverhawks?
That too. That was also one of my favorites.
Phil, tell him. I
Yeah.
I want a Silverhawks last week for $100.
I asked him if he was drunk. But yeah, Silverhawks is blowing up right now, and
see,
so Silverhawks, and I think Centurions are actually under the Warner Brothers umbrella. I'm not 100% sure, but then Kenner all went to, those 2 were Kenner, and they went to Hasbro, right? So I'm not sure where their rights are and their licenses, but I would think, maybe they're in Hasbroverse, maybe.
Silverhawks is absolutely Thunderhawks in space. I mean, Thundercats in space. That was it. Same
Yeah, but
voice actors.
Silverhawks came out way before Thundercats, didn't
No,
they?
did it? No.
Are you sure? Because I remember Silverhawks. I remember looking in old Marvel magazines or not Marvel magazines, like old comic book magazines, and they would have Silverhawks, like the things that you'd see in the newspaper strips for comics. What do they call those?
Ads?
No, like you remember reading the Sunday comics, and you would see like,
all right,
like
September
Spider-Man
8th,
shit?
1986 for Silverhawks.
That's when
87
Silverhawks
first
was-
comic.
Silverhawks, the cartoon, definitely didn't come out because my mother used to work with Lionel Kenny. Lionel Kenny was the voice of fucking Lionel.
And Thundercats came out in January 23rd, 1985. So Thundercats was a year earlier than Silverhawks.
Lionel Kenny worked with my mother in this fucking. My mother used to work with this voice shit, whatever. That's a long story, but she introduced me to him. I was like, oh, it's fuck Thundercats, and he told me, he's like, yo, watch out for Silverhawks. Watch out for Silverhawks.
Yeah, he's in Silverhawks. He does bluegrass.
He the voice. Yeah. That's how I know. And he always tell me, oh, it's gonna be better than Thundercat, and it never transpired. The Thundercats is always the shit. I think Silverhawks lasted maybe 2 seasons.
Yeah, Google's really listening because all the stuff's now showing up in my YouTube recommends.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the eBay market and all the possible properties that haven't been, mentioned, and people are buying these CGCs up. So.
But this comes from comic book women. When comic book women dropped that '80s show, all that shit just started going up in price.
Yeah, I mean, even Visionaries, people are buying Visionaries too.
Remember Crystar? Remember Crystar? Fuck Crystar. You know what the problem that nobody's talking about, and that should be fucking adapted. Let me make sure it ain't nothing.
Sectars.
No, that dumb shit, the insect motherfucker.
Yeah, the big insects and stuff.
Wasn't there a show about like space cowboys that was kind of like
Brave Star? Brave Star.
Oh,
Brave Star.
Brave Star. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
dude, that shit was like kind of like for adults too. I remember like
Talking Horse, lots of adult fucking content in it too. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's no Johnny Bravo, but
Oh wow, really?
What?
Okay, so I'm just gonna give it up now because I'm too drunk to buy anything. You guys don't remember fucking Thunder the Barbarian?
Yeah, that shit was dumb.
That should be the next property, but it's no comics. But the pop vinyls are going for fucking crazy prices.
I mean, we're all drunk on nostalgia right now, right?
Yeah.
Thunder the Barbarian. I gotta get with Topo. What's the first Thunder?
Well, I would be looking back at all those fucking Hanna-Barbera properties too, if you can find any of those, because I know some of those are Silver Age, like the Humanoids and a couple of the other Johnny
Space
Quest,
Ghost?
Space Ghost, yeah, dude, all those fucking properties.
Alex Ross did fucking amazing covers for Space Ghost, kid.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Battle of the Planets. That's coming
too.
Yeah.
See, but that's the thing about Battle of the Planets. That shit was.
I remember Defenders of the Earth.
I knew that shit was I knew that shit is G-Force.
Show me dinosaurs.
Mr. T.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs where the dinosaurs were advanced alien talking dinosaurs that came to Earth.
Go back up to the first one.
Snork.
There it is.
What about Exo Squad?
Oh my god, I love Exo Squad.
Snorks was the shit.
That was the shit for me right there.
I don't remember this Exo Squad bullshit. I don't remember this Dinosaurs bullshit. What was that?
How about the Bionic 6?
Cornballs. They were cornballs.
Well, you didn't like the Bionic 6?
Dinosaurs. Fuck you for even pulling this up.
There's a more believable version of dinosaurs than some other ones, okay? I mean, it's pre-Jurassic Park, and they could talk, and there was an Allosaurus.
Gummy. I don't give a fuck. Gummy Bears was the shit.
Oh my god!
As a cartoon, it was popping.
that intro song, man. Someone sent that link to me. I'm like, I couldn't fucking go to sleep, dude.
Everywhere. I love that shit, dude. I love that shit.
And I'm with Ronald Smith in the chat.
So
if you live action Robotech, I'm in too.
So you don't remember that other shit with the motherfucker? You pour water in the motherfucker, you turn it into a Corvette.
Turbo Teen.
Turbo.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that he turned water on. If he got hot, so even if he like ate a freaking hot dog, he would fucking.
Are you sure? I thought you pour water.
Yeah.
I thought you pour water.
It was hot water.
It was hot water. Yeah. See, that was the shit. I remember the Teen Wolf cartoon coming off the fucking. I loved it. Like one of my favorite movies is Teen Wolf, and they had a Teen Wolf cartoon, and none of the motherfuckers from Teen Wolf the movie was in the cartoon. I was so pissed. I remember
that Beetlejuice cartoon for damn sure.
Nope. Black Star. Black Star had the best sword of all time.
Care Bears.
No.
Dennis the Menace.
No. Count Duck. That was kind of funny.
DuckTales was a tradition. Heathcliff was a tradition. You watch that bullshit. Foot Fur. Remember that? What do you watch?
Yeah, that's the other one.
G.I. Joe, He-Man, Rock and Wrestling, Heathcliff, Poppin'. See, this is my wheels. It's the Gadget wheelhouse.
Jetsons, of course.
Jim. Well, I don't give a fuck. I'm grown now. Jim, I should watch it. I don't give a fuck. Fight me. Mask, Wheelhouse.
Mighty Mouse, man.
Oh, whoa, hold up. Mysterious Cities of Gold used to be my fucking jam. That and
the theme song was so crazy. Nickelodeon. Right?
Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea was my other jam.
Yes. Oh, Lucas, you go back up. Go back up. Mighty Mouse, he always rocked. Mapletown was corny. Muppet Babies. You never
Muppet Babies? Yeah, I'm not hating on Muppet Babies. I don't give a fuck.
You never seen what's the name? What's the name? Grandma?
Yeah, is it Nana or something
Nana.
like that?
You never seen Nana? Never seen
Skeeter never makes it. Skeeter never makes it out of being a baby, apparently, because Scooter's grown up, right? But we never see Skeeter, and that was the whole. There was a big old joke about that. How Scooter was Skeeter. He's, personality disorder.
So what was the name?
Eugene Inyon says that Heathcliff was better than Garfield.
He was.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, but Heathcliff, he was more of a everyday thing, right? Like you come home, and Heathcliff, Heathcliff was on every day, whereas Garfield was like a Saturday morning thing.
Yeah, what was the name of that show you just talked about, William? Cities of Gold?
Yeah. The other one was Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea. That Police Academy was tight, though. I do remember Police Academy.
No, it wasn't.
Pound Puppies, Rambo, Chippendale,
RoboCop,
Robotech. Ah, damn.
That's when I started discovering different shit.
Right there. That's a powerhouse right there. Smurfs, Snorks, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Yes.
Mario Brothers Super Show. I don't know nothing about that Starfleet Bomber X, but that's a pretty powerful square right there. She-Ra right there.
Pretty powerful square.
I'll give what y'all.
You're right though. That was it. Thundercats, Transformers, Turtles.
Teddy Ruxpin. I tell you what, man, y'all don't remember how freaking Teddy Ruxpin was the shit back then. Like there were mobs fighting in the stores over Teddy Ruxpin and that first series Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Fighting in. People think Karens are bad. Nope, moms fighting in the stores over that joint.
Yeah, you're right.
Thundercats, Transformers, Underdog,
Voltron, legendary.
And then that's as far as this joint goes. But
what about
this is missing like freaking WWE or excuse me WWF.
No, it's not. It was up there.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan under H.
Rock and Wrestle. Remember, what was that shit they used to drink? The berry juice.
Gummy bears?
Yeah,
gummy bears. Yeah.
Remember the Get Along gang? Shark Tales. Men to talk shit, and then when we talk shit, you come with
Had that flying car and that damn ranger always trying to catch him.
whatever shit they was talking to come with and share and shit. I remember that.
So also remember that this Ghostbusters is not the real Ghostbusters. Remember, there's
remember
Ghostbusters and then real Ghostbusters.
The real Ghostbusters. The fake Ghostbusters had the best theme song.
Let's go, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, yes. This is probably my favorite Drunken Chat of all time.
No, man, it's because we're reminiscent. We started off reminiscent about fucking hip hop. Now we're fucking vintage cartoons. You let me talk about some Transformers.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Now is the time when our reminiscent is making money, right? If you can find those back bins, pull them out. Don't go, man, it'll be later. Nope, pull them out. Get them for what you can because they're making money right now. Now is the time. Now or never.
Banana Man.
Peak in the brain. This is when I got older. This is when I was discovering alcohol, pussy. Not that I didn't watch it. I discovered it. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with cartoons.
And we see how strong Batman Adventures was. You know, like
I never watched that shit.
Really, dude?
No.
Okay,
that was my favorite shit, dude. I watched that in high school every day, man. Get home from high school, fucking roll a fucking joint and watch Batman Adventures, man.
Yeah, I didn't disrespect it. I just didn't watch it. Yeah, and then the Superman cartoon, like I didn't watch it. Like it was great. I'm pretty sure it was great. I just didn't watch it. I remember the fucking what was the
Galaxy High School was definitely a one that I probably shouldn't have been watching at such a young age.
What was that shit? You can't do that on television.
Yeah, Nickelodeon shit. Yeah,
bro, Nickelodeon's held it down. I'm still trying to find that fucking song. Spartacus in the City Goes.
Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea.
Sun Beneath the Sea.
Some Inner Earth shit, bro. What?
I love that song. I just want to hear it.
Oh no, you are talking about the Cities of Gold. Then that's the one with the cool opening theme song.
Nah, I think it was something.
Spartacus was pretty cool too, though. But remember, Spartacus was a French show that was redubbed in English.
Yeah. Somebody to see. Why don't come up?
DuckTales was my shit back in the day.
Oh,
Fraggle Rock.
Was it, William?
I'm gonna find the link. I'm gonna find the link. I'll put it in the chat.
This is the drunk shit I've been talking about. Free rap.
It's spelled funny. It's Spartacus. It's Spartakus. Spartakus. And the Sun Beneath the Sea.
Yeah. That's what I hit the song. I remember singing Walking Around talking shit. Yeah. The beat was hard.
I think you're reciting the Cities of Gold one, but that's okay. Listen to both.
It's Spartacus Sun Beneath the Sea.
Okay.
Don't kill my vibe. Hold on.
I'm sorry, man. I know you have fun.
You didn't talk about Fraggle Rock, all those little hippie creatures. Hey, come on, man. They were sitting around. They lived on the ground like freaking little subway dwelling creatures and ate crystals all day. Fuck.
That was meth.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's something fishy going on.
It was naturally occurring meth, though. Very light on the lithium. Didn't rot your teeth.
Arcana.
I remember some of these that like really weird ones, like the Star Sheriff stuff.
This shit was like some really weed head, like cool out vibe song. No, we gotta play that. I'm sorry. Yo, we're gonna take the hit. Yo, pull that up. We're gonna take the copyright hit. I gotta let people hear this shit.
We're not here. We're not taking the copyright hit, man. Come on.
Fuck it.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce. I gotta get up early for podcast. Great show tonight. I'll check you later.
Later, Brian.
Later.
Brian. Yo, pull that shit up, sir. We're gonna take the copyright hit.
What's it called?
Fuck.
What's it called?
Spartacus. Spartakus. And there's some beneath the sea. I'm taking the copyright hit, man. I don't give a fuck. My people gotta hear this. This shit is fire. So.
Fucking hell.
Oh, T-Bone says Fat Albert was his jam.
That
Fat Albert was cool. Fat Albert was cool.
Captain Planet, Call and See. Yeah, it's a pretty good one, too.
Don Cheadle's My Captain Planet.
Basically.
You ever seen that short?
Yes, it's great. There you go. Lucas got it. Lucas got it loaded up. Play that shit, man. Tell me this song is the hottest. This is some shit you just roll a joint to. And she be like, yo, I want to go meet the sun.
You want to go to Inner Earth? There you go.
Yeah, we'll go to Inner Earth. Like, roll a shirt, go to Inner Earth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Load that shit up, Lucas. Take the hit. We gonna take the hit this week. Yeah, we're gonna take the hit. Yo, play that shit. Play for the jump. Play that shit for the jump, man. Go to the beginning and turn the motherfucker up.
Well, as long as you're on screen and we're reviewing it, we can talk about it because.
So this is Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea. From what year was this? I don't remember what you got the information on that one of when Spartacus and
I don't know. But I want you to fucking rewind that shit and bump this shit. It's fucking the year of
85. 1985.
Rewind it, man.
What are those?
I don't know, man.
And turn it up. Everybody shut the fuck up and just. The
Arcadians.
You hear that beat, son?
That's a big mushroom.
Their civilization thrived.
Wow, look at
Began to fail. In desperation.
See now Mels
wait till the motherfucker starts singing.
We's having weed reminiscence and shit.
Look.
You not even remember like what this was about.
They used their special powers and created a messenger to the people above.
I do not remember this show at all.
Look.
See, this is true 80s music. For real. Come on now.
This shit fire, good.
Mel's like 6 years old right now.
I'm vibing right now. Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah.
Let's
not take a full hit.
I remember that dude in the cloak always talking shit. You can't hear my head.
Spartacus ain't no hoe, bro. You fucking
see.
People come looking for that shit. He pulls out the shoots him with that little crossbow and shit.
Definitely good. Oh, and Eddie Bear has to be one of like the top 5 greatest Drunken Chat fan names of all time. Yeah, how you there? No, Bob, I'm gonna listen to shit on my own, man. Fuck Lucas.
So you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Nothing happened except for John
What do you
Walker.
mean? Nothing happened.
John Walker was a dick. He fucking drank the serum. He's just a dickhead. I hate his character. I hate his face. I don't like him.
You don't like chinless Captain America?
No,
but we all love Zemo. This is the world we live in. The world we live in is upside down. We love the villain Zemo, and we hate the new Captain America.
Yeah. Oh shit! I'll be right back.
His steak and shrimp has arrived, everybody.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Mel.
Mel. You got a little happy.
Sounds like Reading Rainbow. Let's see. Do I have anything for Reading Rainbow? I don't. So I'm trying to see. Oh, yes. Yep. So there's a lot of books that I try to get around to reading. I think I got around to most of them except for most of the DC stuff. People did get him to my Instagram and freaking were asking me some questions. This one was the most asked question about Immortal Hulk number 45. So apparently, Hulk, he's been inside that one below all freaking dimension for a while now. He got trapped there by the leader. And the leader's got all these different types of Hulks attached to him. And in the meantime, David Banner's trying to get out, but he was been blocked by like this red door. Joe Fixit's been around. He's taking charge right now. So somehow some weird thing happened with cosmic rays. Joe Fixit was able to imbue himself with those cosmic rays, and then he turned it to the Red Hulk. So he was able to pull the David Banner Incredible Hulk away from the leader, and then they emerged out of the red door, which he couldn't get out of previously. And then this is what came out. It comes out this Incredible Hulk imbued with the Red Hulk's powers. Does that make it a new Hulk? Y'all make the decision on that one.
I remember when Motor Hulk was the poppin'est shit of all time.
Right. It is, because they were putting out groundbreaking stories at first, and now it's
sounds like reading Rainbow. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's weird because every the problem is that every single week there's a new different type of Hulk. There's a new type of freaking leader. There's a new type of something.
Is it the same writer right now, or they just fucked it up?
Al Ewing. Yep.
He just fucked it up.
Yeah.
He just started smoking weed and like.
Look, you're 45 issues into a 50 issue series. Like he's done all of his setup. If anything, 46 through 50 better be the most hands down deliveredest shit ever, or he's gonna have a lot of disappointed fans. And doesn't this happen an awful lot where like writers don't get to finish their plot lines, and they usually have to leave some of their plot lines to other people to sew up?
Right. Well, I mean that's King in Black all day, every day. Right? Think about how many open ends there are right now with King in Black.
Well, we already know that a bunch of stuff's being done afterwards. And hey, Mel, one of my oldest specs is about to fucking come to fruition.
Talk to me.
ASM 792, baby. So if everybody's paying attention, since Lucas brought up King in Black, I'm just going to give it to the Sharks right now. You guys here, since I didn't really give you a spec matrix that would normally like blow your socks off. I know I'd stuck to Transformers and some other ill shit tonight.
It didn't suck though. It was good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. But I still want to give the Sharks something else. So for my drunken Sharks who paid attention to what went down in, I believe it was Venom 32, Flash Thompson gets the Codex to like kind of like revive him. And he comes back as the white symbiote dragon. Everybody caught that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I believe in King in Black number 5, they have already established the return of Flash Thompson, but they have already established him coming in another book in the future.
Yes.
And
Maniac.
Well, it's not for Maniac though. But all the Maniac is probably a loose symbiote end that they're going to have to tie up eventually. They're going to get to him. But all of a sudden, the whole reorganizing of the whole Carnage story and a lot of the symbiote stuff, that all the, the Venom and all the symbiote activity that led up to King in Black, they got a lot of loose ends and a lot of story they're going to have to look to. So for my Sharks, this is still a book that's probably on a lull right now, but there is a first print that has an Alex Ross cover, and there's also a second print Alex Ross cover. There's this 1 in 25 incentive, and there's also a store variant that has Maniac on the cover by Laniel Francis Yu. This is basically the first full appearance of Flash Thompson as Agent Anti-Venom.
Yeah.
He reemerges from the Codex as Agent Anti-Venom. You talk about Anti-Venom's appearance.
This was an Ultra day one. Well,
so Venom Inc. Alpha has a 2-page basically cameo appearance of Flash Thompson converting into that, basically the Anti-Venom, Agent Anti-Venom. Agent Anti-Venom again, Venom Inc. Alpha, and then ASM 792. All those different variants and such. Yeah, great. Shout out to Eric Hurd. I sent him a copy of the ASM 792 second print Alex Ross, because I think it's like one of the first times Alex Ross had drawn Venom as well. Like I don't recall him doing a Venom cover prior to that. So lots of good stuff going on there with Agent Anti-Venom, but supposedly this new Carnage miniseries showing up is where we're going to see Flash Thompson return. So be on the lookout.
Hey, listen. You know what this means?
This means time to go.
That for me. I want you guys to keep going because you guys are fucking awesome. Phil, Ultra, Lucas, you guys are great. And I love that fucking travel down time. Spartacus and somebody, that's going to be our fucking theme song because somebody's using that shit anymore. We can't get, that camera has to be over. It has to be dead, right? And then shout out to the person who said it sounds like Rita Rainbow, and it definitely did. Yo, our fans, all live. What we do is great. Fucking amazing. I love you guys. I'm out. I will be back next week. But you guys continue on doing your thing. I'm listening.
I don't know how much I got left in me, boss.
Well, where's Jessica? This is the time to get Jessica on, and you can sexually harass her, Lucas. We do it like that.
Come on, Jessica.
All right, I'm out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm gone.
I know.
It's thinly veiled sexual harassment, but you guys don't understand it all because you guys aren't in the manga like here.
Oh no! I can read the chat that she types. I know what's going on. Like it's very evident what's going on. Innuendo wherever one might be, though.
Okay, so
what's going on here? What you got working, Lucas?
Yeah, I mean, I've always got. Yep. So King in Black #5. This was the last one, but it's confusing because they've got other storylines that are happening later, or other comics that are coming that are still stuck inside this King in Black storyline. So
Avengers doesn't start until next month. I think they were delayed, though. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving them a pass because I understand how crazy all this stuff is with the pandemic and all these other freaking comics getting just delayed. So I'm giving them a pass. But, I see where the stuff was supposed to line up. So, for instance, that whole Avengers tournament with Echo, right? That was another one that I don't have a slide for, where she is now the Phoenix or something like that. So that's all weird. And that's why that blew up. King Black #5. That's going to be the first appearance of Eddie Brock as the new King in Black. But it's weird because he's already had this look already where he kind of looks like a freaking dragon already. And what does it mean for him being the King in Black? Does that mean he's now the King of the Void and the King of Darkness and everything? What does that mean? Does that mean that Null is dead, that he's going away forever? I don't know.
Did you read King in Black 5?
Yes.
Okay, so like that big old sword thing that
yes. So that's what I have.
Silver Surfer's board and Thor's hammer.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. That's what I got on the side there. Yep.
And then converts that into that big old axe, which he proceeds to hack a big portion of Null's chest out and then throws him into the sun. I'd expect Null books to be on a decline.
Hopefully.
Just off of the issue 5 ramifications. If they continue to go up, I'm going to call fuckery because I don't think he's coming back, bro. I think he's done.
Well, the only thing is that everybody knows that there's a whole big speculation about gore, right? And so I think that's why people will at least hold the books. But if there's no more talk about it within the next year, then absolutely there's going to be more inventory out there, which should push down the prices. But yeah, that's they put everybody in a weird position right now where everything that was so meaningful just a year ago or a year and a half ago means nothing right now.
It's the holding the bag, dude. It's who's holding the bag when the bag drops. You know what I mean? And if Null gets utilized elsewhere, I'm sure they'll see a resurgence in it. But if not, man, I got out like a long time ago of Venom 3, and I watched it go for insane prices after I got out. Yeah, of course, I kicked myself, but I paid $4 for each book for Venom 3 and the third print. And those are the only two I ever owned. I didn't really chase the book otherwise. I only owned those 2 copies. And I sold the 3 cover A for $100. And then I sold the third print for $175. And I haven't looked back since. It's like, why even bother looking back? You turned your profit and you got out. And if you turned it into other books, you got other stuff you want. A good villain can't die except for when he's thrown into the sun.
Yeah. Look, it's a weird position right now because you've also got Sentry, who supposedly got killed off, though his body is somewhere like.
These were the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, his body. No. Yeah, his body is.
They taped him back together.
Okay.
So they have his corpse. So this is where I can see there's going to be some changes coming out. I do see the Thunderbolts team that they assembled with Star and Taskmaster and all these other guys being the thing going forward. But yeah, they actually went and fished out the halves of Sentry, and they like taped him back together, and they're walking around with his corpse. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I think Sentry's going to come back to life here soon. So,
right. And then the other weird thing was the whole Enigma Force that came into him. It didn't look. I'm sorry. It doesn't look like it really did anything, right?
It brought him back to life.
Yeah. Okay. It brought him back to life, and then it just hung around while he did all this other stuff. So, and then it just went away. Right. It just
as it always does.
Right. So. It's got to have a host, right? It's like the Phoenix Force. It's got to have a host. So that's what it's going to be doing for right now. Looking for another host. We don't know who that host is going to be or what it's going to be looking like. We don't know what the Phoenix Force is up to because the reason why I had that tournament was because it needed to find a host with some type of urgency. Thor Force and Order Force has got some stuff working going on. There's all these like also said, just all these open-ended things that's happening, and we just got to figure out what's going on just so we can be ahead of it. The other thing that was a little weird was Runaways. Nobody picked up on this book. Nobody really cares about Runaways right now. They have a new mutant that's out there. Her name is Jodie. She can create like a whole world and make you hallucinate and do all this other stuff. Don't know where that's going, but there's a whole lot of new young mutants that have been invited to Krakoa. So it should be interesting to see where this is going forward. And that's all I got as far as the stuff that I can remember while I'm drunk to bring up. Let's see. What about $30 Holla? Did you guys have anything that you guys are looking forward to picking up this week?
I'm going to look right now. I have not done either of my my productions for my shows yet, so I have no clue.
Yeah, my bad, guys. I didn't pick anything, but it's probably a good segue for me to head out
right now.
So, yeah.
All right, Phil. Hey, man, It's good seeing you, bro. And
yeah,
good seeing you both. Guys.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.
All right, man.
Let's see.
Lawrence Valero says, "What's up, Will?"
Oh, I'm going to go through the list right now, see if there's anything that jumps out at me.
Okay. Dark Horse. I have not been impressed with much of what they've been having out lately. Genie Zero looks like a kaiju book. Going to DC.
Challenge of the Super Sons. Joker number 2 is supposed to be some first appearances in there, and there's that Federici variant. Oh, it's Bane's daughter. That's right.
Right. It's like Ruthine or something like that, or is this something else? I forget what it is.
But because Bane got killed in Joker number 1, they're introducing his daughter in Joker number 2, which is interesting. And of course, they would gender switch the replacement character to a female.
Tell you what, I don't hate this art. Just Josh Meltson art for Wonder Woman number 771.
Oh yeah, it's wicked looking. I don't even read Wonder Woman, but I've been buying them. Like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but I'm like, yeah, I'll take that Wonder Woman cover.
Woo, this Deja Torres, Lucia Perillo, that's hot.
Oh yeah, these are all pretty good looking. Just gotta say. And there's even the cover E variant for Deja Thor's number 12 cosplay. And those Perillos are fire. Clash of Kings. And that's actually one of the better Yoon variants too for Redsonian superpowers. God, I'm gonna hate putting together the presser this week. Dynamite.
See,
That's
homesick pilots.
Okay, and of course, already sold out is their 1 in 25 of Kanto in the City of Giants. Kind of figured that one was going to happen, but that's going to be a good grab for people out there with the property expansion they're doing with Kanto. Ugh.
American Chavez made in the U.S. That's going to be a second print on that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're all the way at Marvel already. Yeah, you're all the way at the good stuff. I'm still in the indies. Carmen number 2, going to be good, and of course that one's going to have an incentive.
Children of the Atom number 1. They've already had a few new characters in there. I'm not sure if there's going to bring up another one on that one.
Second print.
Tell you what, I don't hate this Daredevil number 29 that Marco Cicchetto.
Regular A cover. Dark Hawk is boss. And they're all open.
That's another one. That's another one. That's another character that they briefly brought into this whole Kingdom Black Bull, and then they didn't use them.
Because they were trying to distract you and tease you from who everybody was going to be the Lord of Light. Let's see here. I know the Guardians of the Galaxy is like regarded in story-wise. There's going to be a new team, but the new team debuted in 12. And then there's all these other additional variant covers for it. There's the Momoko 150 that Midtown wants $72 for, but I ain't fucking paying that.
Here's a Jung Yoon variant cover.
So there's also Nonstop Spider-Man's got a 1 in 100 Virgin incentive. That's pretty fucking fire looking. I know it's above the $30 holler, but that's the one incentive. If you're going to go for it, go for it.
Talking about this joint right here?
Yep. That's the one. And supposedly the Spider Shadow is basically it's basically another symbiote Spider-Man story. Basically what happened if Peter, let the symbiote bond with him and became Venom. Well, I mean, that's basically what symbiote Spider-Man's doing right now, isn't it?
Yeah. What is this? Why is it CGC just selling it for $80? Okay.
Ugh.
And then
let's see if I see anything else here. Negative Ghost Rider. I see the Wolverine. I like the cover A more than I like the Heroes Reborn shit. The Heroes Reborn stuff just is not hitting, I don't think. All right. And then I am actually after the Minky Woodcock, the girl who electrified Tesla.
Yeah, a bunch of customers have been asking me about this. So, yeah, definitely you can hit me up if you guys want some copies of this.
And then Man Goat and the Bunny Man number 1, cover B.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Arrow Psyche number 2, cover D, the Harry Potter swipe.
Ooh, hold up. I like this one.
The Pulp Fiction swipe, I mean.
This Josh Burns for Man and Goat and Bunny Man.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this before. The Arrow Psyche number 2.
And then if you scroll down, you'll see the one I'm talking about. It's the Pulp Fiction swipe right there. Yeah. And then let's see here. And then there's the incentive version of that. That's a Virgin. See, Power Rangers. So I think there's going to be people out there who are collecting the blank covers, being that they're all different colors of each of the different Rangers. So
right,
I'd be on the lookout for those. I'd probably be picking those up on the low if you find them, because I never see them. They're never ordered at my LCSs. So let's see.
What's this? Night Hunters number 3. Looks badass.
Night Hunters number 1 went second print, and that's Floating World Comics. It's a very unique book. I have not read it, but it looks decent. And number 1 went second print. Probably got something going on. Let's see, Savage, Wayward Legends, Where's my dancing Zemo? Lots of trade paperbacks. And I hit the end. So, yeah, not really a big week, I don't think. It's going to be good because I got more time to focus on back issue stuff that I'm trying to grab. While everybody's distracted with new books, I'm off diving into some oddball shit because let's keep my fingers crossed for this one Amazon order.
All right. Last is FOC real quick, and then.
So you know what? Actually, I got the DC FOC since I do it a week early. So you got the Marvel right there and everything on Diamond, but the stuff from DC.
Right. Yeah, I do have some DC stuff, but just the incentive stuff. So.
Yeah, I
like so what the DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian Superhero Celebration #1. There's a one shot 1-25 by Bernard Chang. Looks like on the cover is the Monkey Prince.
All right, I am at. So for the FOC that I see, it's got Batman Urban Legends as the first Batman book, but that is fucking wild shit right there. Yeah. But you know what's funny is a lot of the incentive list on the previews list, the incentives are a week after they release in stores. Because Diamond's going to ship them a week later because they're having to order them through Lunar, which is the reason why their FOC is
3 weeks later.
Something like that.
Yeah. Looks like there's a new series called Eve. There's a 1-10 by your girl, Mirka Andolfo.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 1-25, which is by Shimzu. This one is pretty good. By the boy and Hyuk Lee. I love this one. And then there's a 1 per store of this one by Enendito. Zenoscope's got some retailer program joints that's coming out. This one's like, meh. I actually like the ones that came out this previous month. These ones are like barely. Heroes Reborn #1. It's got an Art Germ Virgin variant. This one is going to be a 1-25. Looks like Wonder Woman. It looks exactly like his Wonder Woman joint.
But it's not Wonder Woman though, and that's what's so fucking hilarious. Is everybody's like, "Is that Wonder Woman?" We're like, "No, man, you should."
She's got an invisible shield instead of an invisible jet. What? There's also a McGinnis variant of that joint, which is a 1-25.
See, there she is with the Squadron Supreme.
There's a Hidden Gem variant by Perez.
So, hey, Lucas, is this the same squadron that was created by Mephisto with Coulson, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a double team. Mm-hmm. This is the superhero team from hell, everybody.
Joe's doing to talk about is Heroes Reborn is just ripping off DC. Well, I mean, some of these have already been around, but yeah, they were basically built to rip off of DC. And by the this one is by the artist that you did a highlight on last week,
Jeffrey Verege. Yep, good stuff.
Red Sonja, it's got some pretty good ones. I think it was this week. That one, I'm gonna have to get that one. At first, when I first saw it, I thought it was cosplay, but it turns out, nah.
No, that's paint. That's good looking too.
That one's the cosplay.
Yeah.
That one's the 115 by Connor. And you know what? I will say that you might want to definitely check out what's going on with Red Sonja, because I do know the counters, the ones that had written Harley Quinn before, are now going to be writing Red Sonja.
What's the ratio on this Frank Cho right here, buddy?
1-20.
Okay, this is probably the only one I'm interested in.
And this one is a 1-21 copy Mortat version. Here's a 1-25 Selena. This one's by Listener. Say 1-30. This one's the version by Cohen. Yeah, that one's a 150. I mean, and this is the most frustrating thing about Dynamite, is that they just do some of these over and over again.
Yeah, does it have a limited show color? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, I don't think there's a cover. Yeah, I don't. Let's see. Cover A is nope.
Yeah, I should probably look at the variant list myself. I could, but I'm being lazy right now watching you.
Let's see. Hold up. Where's Dynamite at? Because I have image IDW Dynamite. So yeah. Invisible Red Sonja #1 cover D. That one's going to be the cover version of that one.
Cover D Cho. Yeah, so it's not color. It's just going to be black and white. Okay.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got a little bit of, it's got red trade dress on it, but there's no color to it, looks like.
James Bond Agent of Spectre #3 has got a 1-10 copy of the Leprosity version.
And it's got a 1-11 and a 1-15 and a 1-20 and a 1-21 and a 1-25.
Yeah. They're not that good.
Yeah, we can skip the rest of the Dynamite. You've shown us the goods. We don't need to see Bond. We all know what he does. Driving cars, wearing suits. I mean, does it get any better?
Servicing the ladies. Mini Deaths of Lila Star #2. This one's a 1-25. Nocterra #3 has a 1-10.
How about that secret C cover they put out this week? Tyler Kirkham.
Must have missed that one.
Yeah, that was for Nocterra 2. Nocterra #2.
Yeah, I must have missed it. Thanos Quest Marvel #1. This one's a 1-50.
Okay, so what's going on there? Is it a reprint of the old Thanos Quest stuff again, or are they doing a new Thanos Quest?
Not sure.
Go back to this. You got any?
No, yeah, I don't have any descriptions in here. I would have to go to the previous world.
Give me a second. I'm going to go over there, see if I can dig anything up on that. Nothing on Thanos Quest. I'd have to actually go into the catalog. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, it's Marvel Tales. That's why. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, this is going to reprint the Thanos Quest 1 and 2. This so that's been reprinted now. I remember they reprinted one with like a Zafino cover and a black, very tough 9.8. But this is tight. So if they have this one here, and it's in shops May 5th, and it's on FOC this week, is there? Let me go back up to Marvel Tales, St. John. They don't show it listed, but I have a feeling there's going to be a 1 in 50 virgin incentive if it's on a Marvel's Tale title. Is usually their MO, how they roll.
Moving on. Marvels #2. This one is by Panosian. This one's a 1 in 25. Hold on, let me look that up. because I believe there was something going on with that one.
Which one? The Marvel Tales or this one?
Marvel's number 2, Panosian.
Ah.
Marvel's. Okay, so it says Arrow, the Punisher, the Black Cat, Melinda May, the Terrible Tinker, and more. There's an aftermath in Manhattan after the explosion in our first issue, and a crisis in the nation of Sing Kong as things go from bad to worse. And amid all that, meet Kevin Schumer, an ordinary guy with some big secrets, and see more of the mysterious Threadneedle and the role he'll play in our building epic. Marvel's most wide-ranging thriller continues from Kurt Busiek and Yetta Rice. So there's at least a couple of new characters in Marvel's number 2.
Tight.
Yeah, we can skip over. You know how Vampirola does. Let's see. I'm gonna check out this. All right. Wind. 1 to 25, and then they also have an unlockable 1 per store. So let me know if you guys need that. This one is actually some Topps baseball cards. Let me know if you guys need any packs for this one. American Werewolf in London actually has some toys. So yeah, I actually have some toys inside this one as well. This one's by Nika. Oh, this one's for my kid. My kid wants to use Fist. Batman Urban Legends number 3. I thought this was pretty tight. This one's by Simone Bianchi.
Shout out to the 62 people watching still.
Beast of Burden. I thought this was pretty tight. This one is just a 1-to-1, but this one's pretty tight. This one's a cover B by Thompson. And Berserker number 1, 4th print, foil. So talk to your shops about this one. Make sure they get that order in. Don't think that this one's going to be just sitting around.
So, and I can tell everybody what's going on with this. Ross Ritchie did an interview on Sparks Comics, and he talked about it. The foil process takes longer. And rather than delay the product, he decides to have FOC happen before final or printing done when ordered before final order cutoff. Tries to make an estimate. You guys ordered 30,000 copies of the second print. He only printed 10,000. Did the same thing for the third print. Only printed 10,000. Probably going to get way more than 10,000 orders. So here we go again. And this is just all you guys who are, trying to be like me. Like, again, I waited until after FOC that I went to my LCS. I was like, I don't want a Berserker first print. I just want a second print. Can you put me down for one? They were like, yeah, we'll put you down for one. And then when they got allocated, like, well, we're going to put them up on our auction. And I'm like, yeah. So last week I got no new books. And then this week you're not giving me the book that I wanted. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, I understand these are tough times, especially with you not getting product last week and kind of like in a hurry to, kind of recoup. So I kind of really did. I kind of just throw my arms up like, what the fuck? I know I didn't order it on FOC. But so this is the problem, and it's like how lightly do you tread? Do you tread so light you don't trip the second print, or do you trip so heavy that you trip the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth print, and you don't know where to fucking stop? Because I mean, who's ordering this? 600,000 copies of Cover A on the shelf with all the other variants, the 1 per stores, with 3,000 fucking stores in the country, and roughly, that many people probably chasing that many variants. Like, what's going on?
Right. Well, it's going to be tough for this one because that second print, I definitely say that was a good looking book. This one is like, this one actually looks like some of the first prints. So this one is not that outstanding. Yeah. So it's going to be tough, but I will tell you this. Don't play that game. Don't especially you guys in the pull box. Some of y'all try to play that game and ordered or paid for your stuff after FOC, and those are the ones I couldn't get. So I got 3 copies, and all 3 of those copies were ones that I had ordered before FOC. So
them's the breaks.
Yeah. Chain to the Grave number 3. This one's a 1 to 10. This one's about a guy, I forget, he was like a thief or something like that. He gets killed, but his wife brings him back, something like that. So he's got to try to protect the kids or something crazy like that. It's a crazy ass story. Let's see, DC Festival, Heroes of the Asian Superhero Celebration. This one is I think this one's just a 1-to-1 cover B by Stanley R. Germ Lau. Once again, this is not an incentive, but this one's still pretty damn good looking.
Card stock. It'll be a card stock variant, probably be $1 higher than the cover A. But yeah, and you see the cover A by Jim Lee?
I did see it, but I don't have that one in here.
Yeah. Both covers are fire.
Let's see. Die number 16. This one's a 1-to-1. This one's cover B by Veranda. Once again, this is just simple, great freaking art that's out there.
Art with good storytelling equals value to me.
That one I already had up.
That's
God of War. God of War Fallen God number 6 by Raposa.
So wait. They're doing a variant?
This is a variant, I think, but it's not like I don't think this one is an incentive. This one is just a regular 1-to-1. But I forget which publishing does this. It might be by Dark Horse.
It is by Dark Horse.
Yeah, nobody ordered. Yeah, nobody's ordered Dark Horse.
Well, they had no variants for issue number 1 or issue number 2. Why the hell are they doing a variant now?
I don't know, but I can tell you that much that stores don't really order a lot of these, and it's because Dark Horse doesn't really give really great discounts to the stores on these. So when stores do order them, they're trading them lightly, or they only do it because customers are asking for it. So, just saying. I think I already pulled this one. Marvel Hulk number 46. This one's another Alex Ross. Just a great looking cover. That one's a 1-to-1. Marvel Action Captain Marvel by Nicole. Yeah, by Nicole Goo. This one's a 1-to-10. Not bad.
Are they doing a 3-issue miniseries for her again?
I think so.
Yes.
Next Batman Second Son number 2. Cover B, Francesco Mattina cardstock.
So doesn't that look a lot like a Batman Beyond suit, everybody?
Yes.
I didn't read the next Batman number 1, but I actually asked the same question when I did my my FOC show last week, because I went live after 11 p.m. and obviously it's past the FOC's time. So the people who watch my secret variant show get the DC stuff a week before the FOC closes. So you guys actually have the biggest heads up on that. And I asked, I'm like, if anybody's reading this, please let me know if the next Batman Second Son number 1 has the suit debut, if they debut the suit in there. Because if not, then first appearance is right here in this issue. Tight.
See, this one is a 1 out of 12. I forget how many characters in this. This one is a collective Zack Snyder Justice League box. Just so you know that there was a Diamond Select showing this week. I got to put that together of all the new stuff that's coming out. And one of them was like, I don't think it was Boba Fett, but it was a dude in a Mandalorian suit and it glows in the dark. But it doesn't just glow in the dark yellow, it glows in the dark blue. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually copied the video. If I could show you the video, I would, but I don't want to pop too much copyright stuff. Pop Super Marvel Heroes Marvel Hulk 6-inch Funko Pop. This one is badass. I love this one. This one is another 1-to-1 Star Wars Bounty Hunters Alpha Director's Cut number 1.
There's a JTC action figure variant in the black Boba Fett too.
Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 4 is 1 of 10.
There she is. You muted yourself.
Yep, Suicide Squad number 3, Pharrell. Great cover. Oh. Believe it or not, they've come out with another animated Grogu that's out there. They felt that they needed to mess around with this. So this one, the arms actually move and the mouth actually moves. So let me know if you guys need that. I got some special pricing on that one. Swap Thing number 3 by Mike Perkins. I forget what the deal with that. Oh, so the deal with that is I thought it was kind of interesting that there's 2 Poison Ivy looking chicks there. I don't know if there's a new Poison Ivy out there for Future State, but
it's the 2 halves of her, the evil half and the good half. Remember that Harley and Ivy series where Ivy was trying to kill Harley in that series? It was because the evil version of her was trying to kill her. So Ivy got split, and that's why the one on the left, I believe, looks a little bit on the evil side.
Interesting.
Remember, 2 chicks at the same time.
Harley's a lucky girl.
What would you do if you won $1 million?
I don't know, man. Star Wars trading cards. Once again, that is the thing. Once again, we can get you. This one will not be partial payment because I'm guaranteed to get as many as you guys order. So just let me know if you guys are interested in those. Also guaranteed is WWE cards. There's 18 packs per box. And then
galore.
WWE Undisputed box. This one's a 10 pack. Shannon Mayer as a Vampirella number 19. This one right here is a virgin, so that one's probably like $50 retail. But again, hit me up or order it, and we'll see what we can work out.
I just can't get down with his art, man. I see some things that I can't unsee when I look at his art. But I mean, it's a fire looking cover, and I'm sure people are going to dig this one just because of obvious reasons. But
yeah. Walking Dead, DLX number 14. This one is another Raposa. I'm not even into the Walking Dead comics, but I tell you what, I love this freaking cover, man.
So that's a retail incentive, huh?
This one, no, it's not. It's just a 1-on-1.
Oh, wow.
Just a 1-to-1.
Yeah, they only did the incentives on the second prints that they did for issues 1 through 6, and those are fucking ungodly amounts of money.
We Live number 5. This one's the second print. And Zombie Tramp number 81. Cover C. Masterwood. This one's also 1-on-1. It does have some senses out there that I didn't put because Zombie Tramp. They've got some stuff that I just can't put on YouTube right now. Yeah. But it's got the Supergirl logo, so it's going to be interesting what's going on with that when they finally finish the coloring and everything. Actually, this one right here is actually supposed to be a SDCC, or was going to be an SDCC con exclusive, but they decided to release it for FLC. And then that's all I got, man. Pending any questions from the crowd. Hulk Funko comic variant with every 6 figures order.
Mm-hmm. But they're going to send the comic way before the figures.
Right.
The comic gets released with its normal release date.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you,
they're good. They're good to get for a flip off the get go, but usually they chill out pretty hard.
Right. So yeah, if you order 6 of those, you get the freaking comic. Also, there's also a Chase Peter Quill Funko Pop that's out there. So for every 6 you order, or for every Funko Pop that you order, you get entered into a sweepstakes to get that Chase one. So just be mindful of that one. By Boom, Corinth kicks ass. Yep. So yeah, man, that's all I got. Freaking Ultra Maximus. You got the your raw or not spec variant joint. Right?
Secret variant.
Secret variant coming up when? Tomorrow?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
well, yeah, that's tomorrow because it's still.
It's Saturday morning.
Oh fuck, man! It's 4:20 a.m. So let it up if you got it. And yeah, I'll go live sometime after I put my kid to sleep and my wife to bed on Sunday night, and then I'll mosey over to the office and fire up the old machine and get to it. So I'll give a pretty comprehensive list, and again, I'll be going forward 1 week on DC. But since I got the DC stuff up in front of me here, the Babs Tarr Crime Syndicate #3. Let me share this shit. That's not even showing up. There it is. All right, you can share the screen.
Yes, sir. Yes. Love that one.
So that's probably going to be. I was trying to keep it under wraps, but I know it's not going to happen that way. So here's the DC Hero, the DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian Superhero Collaboration one shot, Jim Lee cover. You showed the cover B, which they didn't have cover art for. Green Lantern #2, cover by Bernard Chang. There's your cover B. So here's our Far Sector Green Lantern joining the mainstream Green Lantern universe via Green Lantern #2. So that's pretty cool. There's that Matina, the one you were showing earlier. And the cover A also actually has that suit on. And then Rorschach with the Watchmen style variant. Wonder Woman. There you go. Sensational Wonder Woman.
Marguerite. Nice.
Yeah.
Marguerite Sauvage. Stargirl. Kind of disappointing that her TV show hasn't taken off enough to build more speculation on that one.
Yeah, so basically that's it. So DC had a couple of hits like this Wonder Woman, Sensational Wonder Woman looked good. Issue 2 is the one that had Artemis on it. And then was there anything else?
Yeah, that one. That's Simone Bianchi. Batman Urban Legends #3. Yep.
The Batman Urban Legends Red Hood covers have been pretty fucking fire. The rest of them, not so much. JR.
Yep.
Eh.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you for all 56 of you guys that stuck with us to the end. Once again, if you have any questions, make sure you hit me up at lucasstopmachine@comiccrusaders.com, or you can message me direct at darkhorsefox35, or even better, hit up the whole Comic Crusaders crew in the Discord server. That way, even if I'm asleep, which I will be doing today after I get done my next podcast, sleeping all freaking day. That way, you don't have to just ask me; you can ask the whole crew. Love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting. Once again, check if you want to get into that whole freaking market watch, freaking fantasy league. I see at least 4 guys already in there already. Make sure you hit us up, and then once again, I got some stuff to give out for whoever leads. If we get to at least 15 people. Otherwise, I got some other stuff to give away that I got to get out of my house once again. So once again, thank you, Ultra. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Brian, who stuck around longer than he usually does. And thank you, Phil, special guest. Thank you all you guys. Once again, if you guys have any suggestions for how we can improve, absolutely let us know in the comments, or just send me an email. It's been a pleasure. Out.
Peace.
Thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this Comic Crusaders production. For real-time news on all things pop culture, please feel free to follow us on social media. For articles, original content, merchandise, and more, please go to www.comiccrusaders.com. Also follow along with all of the websites in the Comic Crusaders family.